Welcome to Grantham for Road to Glory, an incredible night of kickboxing action under glory rules. We have 3 super fights. We have an 8-man tournament. At stake, 3 glory contracts. Let's go to Buddy Johnson, our MC, to get this one rolling.
Road to Glory, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first quarterfinals in the 8-man tournament. Sponsored by Bilio and Garden Buildings Direct. We are ready for 3 3-minute rounds of professional kickboxing in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighted officially at 64.9 kilograms, with 8 wins and 6 defeats, representing Contenders Gym in Stockton, Andrew Liddell. And his opponent standing in the red corner, 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighted officially at 64.6 kilograms, with 6 wins and no defeats, representing Suggy's Gym in Newark, Bailey Sugden. Where the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. John Blackledge.
So this is it, our big 8-man tournament at featherweight division. At stake, a glory contract. And it's the oldest competitor in the tournament against the youngest. Andrew Liddell, 30 years of age, 8 wins, 6 losses. Bailey Sugden, just 19, unbeaten in 6, and a huge home favourite, Howard.
A huge home favourite and a huge prospect coming from the famous Suggy's Gym. I think this is going to be a very, very good contest. Andrew Liddell, he's had 14 contests, he's won 8, and he looks very confident, and he looks in shape too. So this should be good.
Yes, Bailey Sugden, the weight of home support on his shoulders. At the weigh-ins, he said in front of everybody else, I'm the only unbeaten fighter here. I intend to remain that way after this tournament. Very, very confident.
Well, it doesn't mean everything having an unbeaten tag, but fighters hate to lose it. So they want to keep that O for as long as possible.
So here we go in the opening round, and Sugden looking to push Liddell back. Both men look in incredible shape, and as I said, a glory contract at stake here, which both men realise.
That's excellent from Sugden, excellent. Great posture, great counter, great defence, very good technique.
Yes, and at featherweight, we expect an incredibly high pace, don't we?
Yeah, it's going to be a fast pace, because it's got to be, because they want to make sure they win every round.
And Sugden looking to force the issue once more, keep centre ring, looking to push Liddell back. By contrast, at the weigh-in and press conference, Liddell, a man of few words, he said he's here to win it, end of, that's it.
He's got to back that up with technique. He's showing great single shots, and his defence isn't bad either. But look, he just swallowed that inside leg kick, because Bailey, he's countering very, very well.
That's right, he's taken centre ring, looking to dominate, looking hands high, chopping legs low. And then the knee comes in, putting Liddell under pressure. That right hand landed clean as well, Howard.
That's right, you see, he's not just counter-attacking, he's attacking too. So he's taking the play away from his opponent.
And being blunt, in an 8-man tournament, the sooner you're out there, the sooner you recover, the longer you've got, the safer it is.
This may not go the distance, Malcolm. I noticed that Andrew Liddell showing signs of a little bit of fatigue, wear and tear. He took a couple of shots, didn't like it. You don't show that to your opponent, you keep it to yourself.
It's the pace that Sugden has set. He's really gone forward. And there, the fist lands again, the punch. Sugden in control of this opening round at the moment as we come to the end of it.
He's got better technique, he's got better strategy, he's quicker, and he's landing more effective shots. And with Liddell showing signs of distress, it's not looking good for him. He's losing his first round convincingly.
And now switching to the inside of the Liddell leg, takes him off balance. Everything Sugden has done has worked so far in this opening round. And the body shots coming up.
Lovely left hook to deliver. It's the second or third one he's delivered. Yeah, he's going to stop him.
And I mean, it almost seems funny to say, at just 19 years of age, he said, I'm in the shape of my life. But he is at the weight, he's in superb shape.
Well, he's got two big brothers that have shown him the way, you know, so he's been in the game all his life. I remember when he was a little kid running around Dean's gym. He's a man now.
And yes, as I said, he's the youngest competitor in the tournament, but as he said himself, I'm unbeaten in 6, and there's always that confidence. He's got the dual confidence, youth and an unbeaten record.
That's right. And there we go, now he's just having fun. He's got the pedigree, he's got the technique, he's got the frame of mind.
It's a torrid opening round for Andrew Liddell. He's still there, but he was on the back foot the whole time.
Yeah, I like that little bit of spite there from Bailey Sugden. The bell had actually sounded, and he still threw that kick that he started, still landed it. And Andrew Liddell thought, well, what was that all about? Well, that was all about winning mentality.
So a big opening round for Bailey Sugden. And as we look at a tournament format, so many variables, Howard, it's good for him as well that not only has he dominated the opening round, he's taken no damage because he's been forcing the pace and he's been the one throwing the techniques.
Well, the problem for Andrew Liddell, he's got to force the pace now because it's a tournament and it's an elimination tournament. So to stay in it, he's got to win this round. The problem for him is he's up against someone who's really good defensively and counterattacks well. So that's a big problem. But he's got to put his chin on his chest and show some heart.
That's right. It is, as it says on the label, the road to glory. Everything at stake for these men as we approach round 2 of 3. And Sugden starts as he means to go on. I like the variety of his work, Howard.
Yeah, it's great, and he's not going to let... It's the mind as well. He's not going to let... he knows Liddell needs to take the play away. He's not going to let him do it.
And you mentioned something earlier that we saw again then when Liddell thought they were going to be taken to a break. There's spite in his work.
Exactly, and you need to have that to be a champion. If you don't have it, you're not going to make it in any contact sport.
And again, the variety coming from Sugden as Liddell looks to get his own work going. And in this second round, he must mount an offensive. It was a big opening round for the young man in the red corner, and he must come back.
The problem for Andrew Liddell is he's still picking up shots. He's got to work on his defence or throw the defence to hell and go for it. But he's not going for it. At the end of the day, no matter how good Bailey Sugden is technically, it's a fight. So fight.
That's right, and under glory rules, they like nothing more, as do the crowd, than to see a proper fight. It's tough in there because with each of the fighters as well, mentally you must be thinking, this isn't just my only fight, but I imagine you must think that way, one fight at a time.
One at a time. You can't look to the next one, it'd be a major mistake.
And again, that was a slip from Liddell. From the back of the hall, it may have seemed like a knockdown, but it was a slip. But it just sums up his night so far.
Yeah, nothing's gone his way, simply because Bailey Sugden wouldn't allow it. And these are complete combinations, very difficult to counter.
A nice little slip there with the head, movement off the centre line, coming in on angles. He's hit the ground running.
Yes, he's got great footwork, you see. He's light on his feet, moves well, got great balance, places himself before he lets his shots go.
Yes, and looking to walk his man down again, and the left leg missed, but the left hand, right hand combination didn't. Sugden putting on the pressure again, and as Liddell came to come out the corner there, he took another left hand.
Yeah, he's been showing those signs of distress too from round 1, signals that if Bailey Sugden stepped it up, he could possibly force a stoppage.
So Sugden in control here in this opening quarter-final, and it's wonderful combination work.
There's nothing left in Andrew Liddell's work now. All of the snaps gone, and it looks like the desire's gone as well. He's picking up too many shots even when he's coming forward.
Well, he came forward straight onto that left hand, Howard.
Exactly. He's like Andrew's not sure of what to do because everything he does gets countered in combination.
Sugden light on his feet, and that left hand is so accurate now. The head of Liddell snapping back. He's landing at will, sadly, for the man in the blue corner.
He's having fun now, Malcolm. There you go.
And he nods there in resignation, as he said. 360, a hook kick, he gets the count. The hard part of the heel hands, and now Bailey Sugden is also showing off the flamboyant technique at the end of the round. 2 very dominant rounds, and Liddell, his face said it all, didn't it?
He did really. He just doesn't know what to do, and he's probably not got a lot left in the tank because he's picked up so many shots. Even when he's coming forward, he's picking up combinations, and he does know how to counter them. He just hasn't got the technical ability.
It's a hard night's work when it's like that, but Sugden still, when we can afford to look to the future because we're not in the ring. You mentioned that he might have had opportunities to finish it. He's now gone into the third, which could be vital with a semi-final and final to come.
Because he's so dominant and so in control, he can go through this round now, the third round, and he can throw combinations, and no, nothing's coming back his way. So it's just a warm-up for him. If I was in Andrew Liddell's corner, I'd be saying to him, listen, which is what I suspect he's being told, you're way behind in points, go for him.
Go for him,
Just
yeah. Nothing
go,
to lose,
that's
everything
right.
to gain.
Throw leather, son, go for gold.
And that's what they're doing here tonight in Grantham, ladies and gentlemen, going for glory. The 2-fight contract with the Glory organisation, and we must stress, such a prestigious organisation as well, Howard.
Terrific, worldwide.
And to his credit, Andrew Liddell has stepped into the pocket and looked to trade with Bailey Sugden. In his corner probably reiterated what you said, Howard, and it's the right thing to do. You must go for that glory now. You're 2 rounds behind. Nothing else you can do. Stay in there and trade with him.
That's right, and he's doing it. He's having a go. He's looking much more solid, much more stable.
And he lands with the right hand for the first time in the night.
There you go.
Good work from Liddell in the blue corner. The right tactic. He
And
does
again.
so again.
He looks more intense, more focused, and that's the way to go about your work.
Perfect timing there from Sugden. You're allowed to trap the leg and reply immediately. And the right hand of Sugden comes over the top, but Liddell doing the right thing, going for it here in the third.
Yeah, don't think about what's coming back your way, just deliver.
Yes, there's no room for that now. There's no worry about that, because as it's coming back, you never know. That one punch, that one kick.
Yeah, it can go your way. You can beat a better man that way if you've got the resilience and the heart to go for it.
And Liddell has proved he's got the resilience, he's got the heart, but he has come up against a fighter that found his range, his timing and his accuracy very early.
Yeah, and his confidence too.
Oh,
That's it.
jumping
It's
knee.
over. It's over. It's over, Malcolm.
I don't think he's going to get up from this. He looked over at Dean, and Andrew Liddell looked clear in Dean Sugden's eyes. He's getting up. What a warrior. But Dean Sugden shook his head to say, I felt that. It's all over.
Yeah,
it's a big finish. You said he could finish it. He finished it in style, but to Liddell's credit, he got back up. He's feeling the pain now, but he wanted to continue. A true warrior, as you said. And went out the right way.
He went out the right way on his shield. That's how you do it. And you know, great timing and a great decision from an experienced referee there, John Blackledge. It would have been a slaughter for the remainder of the round.
Well, Bailey Sugden has set out his stall there. He looked fresh, he looked fast, a lot of technique, incredible versatility, but more importantly, some people take time to warm up. It looked like he'd already done 2 rounds, and that was the third when we opened in the first.
Well, I mean, just look at Bailey here. I mean, that's a brilliant technique, so relaxed and so well placed.
And as it comes, it's a jumping knee, and all credit to Andrew Liddell. We see where it lands, Howard. It's right on the bottom, drives him through the ropes.
But you see how good that technique was. Bailey Sugden did not give it away with his eyes. He did not look down. Andrew Liddell had no idea he was coming to attack his body.
Well, he set out his stall. He is in the semi-final. He's the first semi-finalist. He's the youngest man in the tournament, and we're going to go to Buddy Johnson to make this official.
Presenting the winning this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is our sponsor from Video and Garden Buildings Direct. Ladies and gentlemen, our referee called a stoppage to this bout at 1 minute 43 seconds of the third round. Your winner by TKO, Bailey Sugden. This bout and our 8-man tournament sponsored by Video and Garden Buildings Direct. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for 3 3-minute rounds of kickboxing action in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighing officially at 64.2 kilograms. With 25 professional wins and just 7 defeats, representing South End Combat Academy, Adrian Maxim. And his opponent in the red corner, standing 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighing officially at 64.8 kilograms with 18 wins and just 2 defeats, representing a Renegade Gym in Stevenage, Matteo De Rosa. Once again, your referee in charge is Mr. John Blackledge.
So, fighting for the right to meet Bailey Sugden in the first semi-final. Two very experienced men, Howard. 50 fights between them, as we see here with the tail of the tape. 21 and 28 young men, but between the two of them, huge amount of experience.
A huge amount, and looking at them, look in great shape, so I'm expecting it to tell. This is a tough contest, and if they're not at the top of the game, and if they don't throw a lot of shots in each and every round, then they're not going to be successful.
That's right, and as we said, we can't stress enough what's at stake here. 2-fight contract with glory, but also when you've got two men of this experience with the possibility of a hard 3 rounds, Bailey Sugden will be sat there hoping that these two have an absolute war and go the whole distance.
That's exactly what he'll be hoping. Exactly what he'll be hoping. And the more evenly matched they are, which they seem to be, the more chance of that being the case.
Yes, this is the incredible thing about 8-man tournaments. There's so many variables.
That's right. I mean, I've fought in these kind of tournaments myself, and if you don't set a fast pace, it's so hard playing catch-up.
So, blue corner, Adrian Maxim, the older of the two at 28. Matteo De Rosa, 21, in the red corner, and the first big kick comes from Maxim, but De Rosa responds immediately. And you mentioned setting the fast pace. You don't get much faster than these two at the moment.
This is all action. And good power too, good power and speed, good thought, good defence, solid, stable footwork, good stances. All the basic stuff's there, Malcolm.
And the speed as well. We're talking the featherweights here, and it's showing the speed, the power at the weight. All of the men, I was at the weigh-in yesterday, superbly cut, in incredible shape, really up for this. Nobody had to take any weight off. All 8 came in underweight. And the speed they've started, incredible.
It's professionalism, and it's shown itself now. I mean, this is a good contest. I'd like to see some more blend there. That's the way. Some more blend, hands and feet. Mix it up. It's so difficult to defend against.
Well, the one thing I've seen with Maxim is he looks for the low leg kicks from De Rosa to bring that booming right hand over, as he did there. I just feel there's slightly more variety is from the red corner.
Yes, it is. It is just slightly more, and more work rate too.
Oh, the spinning back fist, the jumping knee. We've got everything in this opening round, and we're only halfway through it. And again, Howard, what's impressed me is the way, and it's good coaching, it's good warm-up in the warm-up rooms. They've come out firing immediately. They found their range, their timing, their accuracy, everything right from the opening bell.
And we've had change in stances as well. There's everything so far. Could see a little bit more variety of technique, but I don't think we're going to, because it's such a fierce battle to this point.
And both men staying within range. Maxim shrugs when that low kick came to his thigh there. Looks for the left hook encounter, looks for it again. Oh, and then the right high point kick from the roundhouse, and he explodes into action. Better from the blue corner, Adrian Maxim here.
But in all of that, he didn't land any shots. The kick was blocked and the punches were evaded. I mean, it looks great to the crowd, and it's not the case from De Rosa. He's landing.
Well, he did a left, right, left uppercut that all 3 landed, but then the Maxim right roundhouse landed in return. These two, I love the way they're in the pocket, they're firing away.
Maxim is showing some deft moves there. He's got good defence. He's keeping his eyes focused, and he's firing well in counter. But it's just single shot so far.
Well, he smiled there, Howard, because the jumping knee was seen at the last moment. He got the double arm block to it and smiled. Oh, the left and right.
That was a terrific combination. Perhaps the best so far this round.
And De Rosa acknowledges that. He backtracks for the first time in this round to acknowledge that, and a nice left hook, left knee.
Yeah, I think he felt those punches in that really good combination. They were good, solid shots.
And I mean, Maxim looks stocky and strong at the weight, doesn't he?
He does, and he's fast, and he's got good technique.
Wow, what an opening round. Now, for me, De Rosa impressed early, as you said, with the combinations, the extra variety and work. About 3/4 of the way through the round, though, that hurtful left hand, left knee combination turned it on its head.
It did. When Maxim started coming forward and getting his range, he was landing the better shots.
There was the left hook that got De Rosa's attention. But I said, stockily muscular at the weight, Maxime. De Rosa more fluid. That right point kick did land this time. And it was a round of not really two halves, because I felt De Rosa was in control for a good part of it. But right at the end there, Maxime exploded with really powerful. That's the combination you loved.
Yes.
2 to the body, 1 to the head.
I think it may have been too little too late from Adrian Maxim in that round, but he ended it so well. But it's hard to tell. The judges may see it completely differently. It was close.
And this is where he really came into his own, but they're delicately balanced. Bailey Sugden will be going, keep this up, guys. This is superb, because they're both taking punishment. You can look at the face. The left eye of De Rosa's got a little mouse under it. Maxime's face is reddened.
Because they both landed good shots in that round.
Solid knee as well to start the second from De Rosa. The right leg of Maxime is a danger for him. There's no back lift, Howard. He just brings that right leg up and across every opportunity.
It's because he's got such a good stance. He's well balanced, well protected, and that was a good counter. He's doing the right things. You just got to remember that he hasn't got lots and lots of rounds. He's just got 3 rounds. He's got to get the work done.
That's right, and as I said, this one bubbling nicely, and I felt De Rosa edged that opening round, but it is very close, and 3 judges in different parts of the round can see this differently. This, as we said, we hope is an informed commentary, but that is all it is. 3 judges score this, 3 very experienced judges.
Well, Matteo, he takes the advantage more often than Maxim does, and that may well be swinging things in his favour. But we'll see how it's going to fall, because I think they're going to start to separate if someone lands a really good combination.
Yes, I agree with you. What I like about Matteo is when he decides to come forward, it's full-blooded, he commits, and it's fast.
And he starts it more often. Adrian's looking more for the counter, which might not be wise over just 3 rounds.
Good call there from one of the legends of kickboxing in this country. And this has been, though, an incredible tournament already, and we're only halfway through the quarterfinals. And you can see what the offer of a contract, that extra little incentive, it's when I spoke to them at the weigh-in, they're all going, I don't care who's put in front of me, I've just got one thing in mind, I'm going to win this. I don't care who put me with anyone, it doesn't matter.
You're exactly right, Malcolm. They're not thinking about why they're winning, they're just thinking about winning.
Well, we're coming to the final minute of the round, and the pace has been frantic, the shots have been hurtful. I am still just edging towards Matteo, impressing me with the variety, and as you said, the way he initiates work across the full length of the round.
That's right, he's keen to engage, he's keen to go forward and to beat Adrian Maxim to these combinations. The pace is slowing a little now, but the strategy is still the same from both fighters, and so is the game plan, and Matteo De Rosa's starting it first.
Maxime just winked at Matteo there, right above our commentary position, and as you say that, Matteo's corner going, be first now, be first. They're aware of this.
Because it's one of the things that will sway the judges, and it's very wise of them to say it. If Adrian Maxim was to start being first and to start launching his combinations while he's going forward, this would probably be his fight.
Yes, he's stockily powerful, he's superbly built, but there again the sweet technique and the choice of shots from Matteo, but you can see the power of Maxime, because that left eye of Matteo is going to need work, and this again, it's a tournament situation, so he's going to win and he's going to go back with damage, which, as I said, for Bailey Sugden watching this, he must be loving these 2 rounds.
Yes, because they're damaging themselves, and that's great for anybody that's going to come up against them later. Again, I'll probably go with Matteo on that, although Adrian had his moments. It's so close to call.
The beautiful thing is, as you can see the damage here just on, it's nothing serious at the moment, but we're talking a tournament situation. If he wins this, he's not just going to go back into the changing rooms, pick up his winning purse and go, that was a great night's work. He's got to think about a very dangerous young man that we saw earlier. But this is what you want to see more from Maxim, isn't it? Coming forward and engaging first.
That's right, he doesn't do enough of it for me. And if he did, then we wouldn't be discussing whether it's close or not.
I do love the variety of Matteo's shots as we see here. He's looking for the jumping shots, he blocked the reply, and his boxing is very good as well with the variety.
And his keenness to do the work, and he keeps switching stance, he goes to southpaw, and he has a lot of success with that, and it's impressive.
So third and final round, which neither of these men would have really wanted, with the semi-finals in mind, but for us it's been superb. 2 very good rounds indeed. And
Great.
Matteo starts with a beautiful right to the rib cage.
Lovely punch. Lovely punch.
But Matteo then has to take an inside leg kick as Adrian comes pushing forward again.
Adrian Maxim is a very effective fighter. And I wish he would have a higher work rate. He's very effective. Great balance.
You look at him and you know he's capable of it. I mean, this is the thing that these two men are, as we said, 50 fights between them, and it shows.
He does show. And Adrian Maxim just nodded there to say, look, I'm not bothered. Well, show it. Start throwing some shots. You know, throw more of them, because when you're getting through, it's really beautiful work.
Well, he followed those two inside leg kicks, which he's now chopped, and Matteo is beginning to feel on that lead leg those inside chopping kicks followed by the left hand. In this third round, maybe the tide has turned, however, because I said those inside leg kicks have bothered Matteo, and then Adrian has followed up with the big hands. And again, as he came forward, he just put the elbow forward. He blocked the uppercut this time from Matteo. The balance of power, I feel, is shifting in this round.
It has. It has. Matteo De Rosa's not initiating the attacks as much. He's starting to flag physically. He's feeling the pace.
And he ate a knee there as well, a right knee. And it's all come from the way that Adrian has stepped forward this time and thrown those kicks to the lead leg of Matteo.
Well, he's well on top now in terms of accuracy and power. Well on top. And it's because if you look at his balance, whoever's been off balance, it's always been Matteo De Rosa. Adrian Maxim's never out of position. He's great basics.
Yes, he's turned up the heat here, and again, he was flat-footed this time when he was forced to take that leg kick. No checking there this time from Matteo, which is another sign that the fatigue is setting in.
Exactly. He's fighting on willpower more or less now, and his accuracy is almost completely gone. He's rarely landing any of the shots he's throwing.
Another good body shot, as we say that with the left, but as Howard says, I must agree, they're few and far between this round, which will be intriguing if he goes the distance in this round. We're inside the last minute now. How they score those two opening rounds, they could say it's still a 2-1 victory for him. But I do know that Adrian Maxim has said to everybody in this round, I'm the boss.
Without a doubt, he's won this round. This is the most decisive rounds of the three, and Adrian Maxim, for me, so far has won it clearly.
Oh, that left hand and then the round, the spinning back fist, and as
Great
you
shots.
said that, this last 25 seconds, he's really pouring it on.
He knows he's on top and he's applying the pressure, and he could conceivably force a counter or a stoppage. He's got 13 seconds left, you never know.
Well, he's walking Matteo down. It's been a totally different round, this third. Signs like that from Matteo, but not enough. Adrian Maxim really pushing forward. Now, here's the thing. Round three, they're both still there. If we look at possibly the judges maybe saying, do you know what, we've given Matteo the first two rounds and he wins. What a way to have to go into a semi-final, because even if he lost the first two rounds, looking at what Adrian Maxim did in this round, he looks fresh, he looks fit, he looks strong, he looks ready for Bailey Sugden.
Well, he does. I think Bailey Sugden will be thinking, I hope the judges have got it 2-1 for Matteo De Rosa.
And that's not taking anything away from Matteo, because he did do really well in those opening two rounds. It was the way that Maxim bit on that gum shield and came at him like this for the full third.
That's right. And in this kind of tournament, you need to grab those early rounds. This is a perfect example of why that's so important.
That's right. Well, this one could be on a knife edge. We have Adrian Maxim, as you see from the replays here, very, very strong in this third round. But Matteo was very good in the first. We still think he could have edged the second. This is going to be vital when it comes to the judging. Let's go to Buddy Johnson and make it official and see who has taken this.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to our judges' scorecards. And your winner by unanimous decision, in the blue corner, Adrian Maxim.
Vital third round, Howard, and obviously he did enough in the second to impress judges. I think there'd be no doubt Matteo got the first, but that third round was obviously so key after it was a round apiece.
Well, he looked like a winner, didn't he, Adrian Maxim?
That's it in a nutshell. He looked like a winner. He is a winner. And for Bailey Sugden, the man with the less damage and still looks incredibly strong and fit, that is going to be one heck of a semi-final.
I'm salivating.
This bout, once again, sponsored by Video and Garden Buildings Direct. This third quarterfinal of the 8-man tournament is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds of professional kickboxing in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighted officially at 64.7 kilograms, with 21 wins and just 6 defeats. Representing Look Barai, he is Mo Abdurrahman. And his opponent in the red corner, standing 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighted officially at 64.1 kilograms, with 10 wins and just 4 defeats, representing Power Martial Arts in Sheffield, Matthew Gordon. Once again, the referee in charge, Mr. John Blackledge.
Well, Howard, it's a simple equation here. It's, for me, it's how Matthew Gordon deals with what is quite freakish height at the weight with Mo Abdurrahman, because Mo I have seen on a number of occasions, and he knows how to utilise that height advantage. Some people, they've got those gifts and they don't naturally use them. He knows how to. So for me, it's about how Matthew Gordon contends with that.
Yeah, so it's going to be a test of strategy here, and whoever can execute their strategy the best. And Matthew needs to get inside, good fast footwork, unleash when he's inside and then get it out again without taking counters, and nullify that long range advantage with a good defence.
As soon as they go together for John Blackledge, you can see that height advantage, which, if he gets through, Mo will have on every competitor here in this featherweight tournament tonight.
Yes, he will, and if he's really good at utilising it, it's going to be hard for whoever faces him.
The focus from both men, as we said before, so much at stake here. They know what that is. John Blackledge getting them back to their corners. Potentially 3 rounds of action. So far, our first 2 quarterfinals have both gone into the 3rd round. Will this follow the same pattern? But as I said, Mo, very good at range, knows how to use that range.
He's got a good work rate too.
Yes, he's an exciting fighter. He's built up his reputation, only 21 years of age, but he's already built the reputation for excitement. And once he gets inside, Matthew Gordon must really work to maximise his potential in there. Otherwise, it's a long night's work for him, or conversely, very short.
Well, one thing about these tall guys, they're very good at knee usually, and if they like to come inside, it's the knee. And Mo Abdurrahman, that's what he's doing. He's coming in to land the knee, and so far he's been very effective.
Well, as I said, across the years that we've been doing this, you get different types of fighters, those that know how to utilise their God-given tools and those that struggle with it. Mo has always realised at the weight he's got this height advantage, and as you said, he's superb with his knees, as you saw there. And again, with his knee strikes, they're more dangerous because they're coming up higher naturally when he throws them, and he works fast, he works hard, and it makes it difficult for an opponent at the weight who is shorter, as Matthew Gordon is finding out at the moment.
Well, Matthew Gordon's having a lot of trouble. He's remaining cool, but he's having trouble adapting to the style. He doesn't know, because if there's a variety of technique coming his way with hands and feet, he doesn't know what's coming. He's got the knee, he's got the kicks, he's got the straight punches, and he's just not sure how to defend and counter against whatever it may be that's landing at the time.
And again, Mo, you saw the right to the head, the left to the body, and then looking for the knee, then the left high kick. And again, even with high kicks, when we talk about it, it's a natural advantage. He doesn't have to work that hard. And when he starts to jump with a knee like that, you've got real problems.
Well, he's nice and confident, he's growing in confidence, and he's throwing brilliant shots, and he's showing good footwork, moving back nicely out of range when he needs to.
Matthew Gordon, steadfast though, good defence, and he needs it. Doesn't seem phased, walks forward, he knows, but there comes a time when that speed of movement forward has got to change to get inside Mo much quicker.
Well, he's not going to have much success walking forward flat-footed. He's got to show more urgency. And Abdurrahman, he's dropped in his work rate over the last 30 seconds or so. It's time for Matthew Gordon to take advantage of that, but he's not doing it.
And again, the right hand, almost a lazy left and right leg to the head. Matthew sees that, pushes forward, so he loses balance. But you can see already it's a hard opening round.
Yeah,
for the young man from Sheffield, Howard.
Yeah, a very hard opening round. He still hasn't figured out his opponents and how to deal with the problems that have been put his way.
Oh, the spinning back fist just missed. Matthew almost took advantage of it. Still aware,
Lovely
still in
kick.
there. And again, at this range, it's almost effortless for Mo, because the leg's in range. When you've got those long limbs, the leg is virtually always in range, especially that lead leg. As you're setting to go yourself, that lead leg's an immediate target, and he takes it, as he did there again. Just a little push kick to the front thigh.
Well, you summed it up with that word. It was effortless. You know, he used his advantages very well.
And that shows not only good schooling, but a good mind, because I said I've been frustrated by fighters in the past that have had those advantages but don't know how to use it. But when you watch him here, in and out, he knows when he's in range, he knows when he's safe. Matthew always has to be aware of exactly where he is. He's got to be focused the whole time, because that's no effort to get the head kick there.
None at all. And he's starting to bring the uppercut into play as well. So you've got knees, you've got head kicks, you've got front kicks, you've got good straight punches. It's a lot to cope with when someone's got that height and reach advantage. Matthew Gordon really needs to show some urgency with his feet, get in and unload with power shots. That's what he needs.
His corner talking to him there. He looks composed, he's taking the breaths, he's listening to them. But then you look at the other corner by contrast, and Mo's like, yeah, I'm there, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, they're having a discussion. You know what I mean? It's a day at the office for them.
But what this has already showcased is the depth of talent at featherweight with such young men, Howard, as well.
Well, it's one of those weights that's always been very competitive. You know, there's no messing around. You don't get anybody out of shape at featherweight. They're all coming with bad intent as well.
So at the moment, we need to see from Matthew Gordon a way to shut his opponent down and work him on the inside. And he's trying now, and the crowd respond to him. It's the right tactic from Gordon.
It is. He's going to try and ruffle Mo. If he can ruffle him, then he can have some success. At the moment, he's not. Mo Abdurrahman is in his comfort zone.
Yes, and he said he picks those shots, he comes forward, and standing square like that in that Thai style, you never know whether the left or right's going to come.
Exactly.
With an orthodox boxer, you're imagining the left first, but bang, the right comes across as well.
Exactly, and now he's got knees and kicks to contend with as well. Great body shot there for Mo Abdurrahman.
I mean, to be fair to Matthew Gordon, he's taken everything that's coming, but he is having to take it. That's the problem for him. A nice right hand counter to the knee for the first time. Reminds Mo that there's two fighters there. A superb counter by Matthew Gordon.
Superb counter, but just not enough of it. He's got to sustain pressure. He's running out of time.
This is where he's got to keep Mo. On the back foot, out of range. Not at that long range for those legs, those knees, and those sort of punches.
So he's catching the judge's eye. Those are clean shots he's landing. And as you said, it's effortless. He's landing them at will and with ease. And there we go now. He's even moving to the side, opening up the angles, and everything goes.
Yes, and the knees come in as well, and those long limbs punishing the body of Matthew Gordon. And he's staying in the pocket, keeping him under pressure now, sensing there's a possibility for a finish here. Gordon, a superb right hand, grits his teeth and comes back.
That's exactly what he did. He was showing signs of distress, I thought then, so it's good to see him showing some heart.
And as we said earlier in some of the earlier rounds, there comes a time when you've got to risk those counters, you've got to risk being stopped to get it yourself. If that right hand had landed flush, that could have been a fight ender there, and he's through to the next round.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there's those effortless knees to the midsection. It was on the cards. Matthew Gordon trying to do the right thing, lands that big right, but again, that little turn and that knee.
Showing some heart, he's getting up. Good enough to go on, let's go.
And he's got 30 seconds and he will pour it on, Mo Abdurrahman. And
He's
there's
still
that
not
knee
recovered.
again, and he goes down again from that knee, and it's all over. I think John Blackley just called it. I said to you, this young man knows how to utilise his tools, and he did so, and it was effortlessly.
Yeah, that was a masterclass in how to use your advantages. He did it well, he did it relaxed, and he's saving himself for the next stage of this contest.
I think it's all over, yes, John Blackley just called it. And let's be honest, the easiest passage so far into the semi-finals.
Yes, it would be easily on a par with Bailey Sugden's. I mean, look at this, it's just lovely work. Again, the knee to the body, the variety of shots, left hook to the body, the classic textbook punch. It was just on the cards, you know. It's a little bit of a showmanship, have a go back from Matthew. He's trying, he's got his fighter's pride. It just wasn't enough.
No, and again, Mo, as I said, those tools. There's the knee, right through the midsection, right to the rib cage. Little acknowledgement, and then so calm, and then the finish straight afterwards. He knows it's there for the taking. A very dangerous man in the semi-final here, and it was the left hand this time. And as you said, Matthew Gordon hadn't recovered fully before that left hand came in. I remember Richard Vince, a kickboxing world champion, said there's effortless power and powerless effort, and that was effortless power from Mighty Mo.
Absolutely. Well said.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee called a stoppage to this bout at 2 minutes 33 seconds of the second round. Your winner by TKO, Mo Abdurrahman. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the fourth and final quarterfinal in the 8-man tournament. This bout sponsored by Video and Garden Buildings Direct. We are ready for 3 3-minute rounds of professional kickboxing in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting at the blue corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighted officially at 64.5 kilograms. With 13 wins and 60 defeats. Representing Northern Kings Gym in Newcastle, he is Gary Laws. And his opponent in the red corner, standing 6 feet tall and weighing officially at 64.4 kilograms. With 11 wins and 3 defeats. Representing Renegades Gym in Stevenage, Joe Hemsworth. Once again, when the action begins, your referee in charge, John Blackledge.
So Howard, we mentioned about a stylistic contrast last quarter-final, and we've got exactly the same here again. We felt that Mo Abdurrahman was freakishly tall at the weight 5'10". Joe Hemsworth is 6 foot tall at 64k.
Funnily enough, though, he hasn't got that much of an advantage in this contest. His opponent's 5'10". So Gary Laws is a tall lad himself. But again, is enough of a difference to make a difference, because Joe Hemsworth seems to be very long-limbed, which may be a key. Let's see what he's good at. If he's good at his straight shots and his knee, that will be a big difference if Gary Laws can't defend.
Well, as we saw, Abdurrahman knew how to use those knees, those long limbs, and we showed how difficult it would be for the shorter man. You're right here, Gary not that much shorter. He doesn't have the same sort of problem maybe as Matthew Gordon, but it'd be interesting to see, and both men will probably know, because they were called early, that the first one didn't go very long, so they know their opponent's fresh.
Yes, exactly. Well, already you can see defensively that Gary Laws doesn't know how to defend against leg kick, and he just seemed willing to absorb them. So a lot of fighters do, but some like Bailey Sugden didn't. They defend and counter, and it makes all the difference when you step up to that level. They've had enough fights now where they should be better defensively.
That's right. I mean, if you don't check these kicks, slowly but surely it can take away your mobility, your movement, even your stability to throw your own shots.
Yeah, plus they hurt as well. So psychologically it's not funny either.
So Hemsworth looking to target the lead leg every time that Gary Laws comes forward.
Well, Hemsworth is the better defensively, and he's also the most aggressive. He's keener to come forward. Got better balance, better basic grounding, it seems, so far.
And also I like the way that when the combination with the hands comes over, he looks for a way to finish either to the inside or the outside of the leg afterwards. And there's a nice little shovel uppercut there as well, Howard.
Well, you see the difference is that Joe Hemsworth's moving on his feet. Gary Laws, when he throws, he's standing still, so he's missing. He's not dealing with the man moving in and out. You've got to move your feet to find your range.
And I like the way with the timing that Hemsworth is catching his man just right as he's coming forward, as he's coming into a gauge. And like Abdurrahman before him, the knee comes in naturally on the end there, which is a danger.
Yeah, it's part of his natural combination. Gary Laws just landed a good right hand and Hemsworth took it well.
But I worry again, like you said, if Gary's not going to check those kicks, that lead leg, that left leg, although he switches to southpaw quite often as well, is already that thigh. Oh, I was just about to say about the thighs, it was the right over the top. That was the damage this time.
I'll be fair with you, that wasn't even that crisp of a punch. It was half push, half punch. Shouldn't have affected him that way, that's a bad sign.
Well, he'll get straight back in, Hemsworth now. He's thinking, I can get back and have some nice rest before the semi-final. Called on by his corner, pouring on the shots, uppercuts as well. Laws doing the right thing, trying to respond, showing lots of heart. But Hemsworth really pushing forward. And you heard the corner say, where's that knee?
Well, Gary Laws, he's looking...
Oh, that was it again,
It's
Howard.
over, it's over, it's over.
That second right hand, the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, it was. It was. He was outmatched, it was as simple as that.
And again, we've seen a tall man with good variety, hurtful technique, not just technique, but hurtful. And what a mouth-watering prospect, Mo versus young Jim here.
Be a
Joe
fantastic
here.
fight. Well, we're talking about who's fresh. There goes the freshest man so far.
That's right, we've got two fresh men in the semi, and it's these combinations. He stays in the pocket. He takes a couple, but he knows he's confident.
See, Laws misses because he swings like that and he just stands still when he's throwing. He makes no effort to move into the man. And there you go, you take the leg kick flush, that hurts.
And the writing was on the wall here. He stays there, he stays in front of the man, he realises it's coming, and then the right over the top, and again he misses.
Well, he lands a couple of shots there, but he's not having any effect. That's a good combination actually from Gary Laws. But unfortunately for him, his opponent was too confident and too fresh.
And fresh, the operative word, the right hook to the head, it's all over, and Joe Hemsworth is through to the semi-final. And it's a sweet punch. I mean, he stays in the pocket there, he's confident. As you said, he's willing to take them to get exactly where he needs to be. And
if you look at the face there of Gary Laws, you can see he's closing his eyes when the shots are coming.
And there it is.
It's over, you know, he's out of his depth, really.
So let's go to Buddy Johnson to make this one official.
Our referee called this combat is back at 2 minutes 26 seconds of the first round. To your winner by TKO, Joe Hemsworth. We are ready for three-minute rounds in the lightweight division. A catchweight bout at 72 kilograms max. Sponsored by Booster Fight Gear UK. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 11 and weighing officially at 71.4 kilograms with 23 wins and just 4 defeats. Representing Perron Gym in London, he is Marcus Powell! And his opponent in the red corner, standing 5 feet 12 inches tall and weighing officially at 72.4 kilograms with 12 wins and just 4 defeats. Representing Fourth Dimension Mixed Martial Arts, he is Amari Deirdre. When the action begins, your referee in charge is John Blackridge.
So a catchweight contest here, matched at 72k, and Howard, a very, very intense stare down. You could see the men never took their eyes off each other as that announcement was made.
These look like two very intense men, and if facial expression's anything to go by, there's bad intentions coming this way, Malcolm.
That's right. We have the older of the two slightly. I said two young men still. Marcus Powell, 26, 23 big wins, only 4 losses. Amari Dietrich, 22, 12 wins, 4 losses. The less experienced, but both men still with a good level of experience here.
Enough experience to know the game. They both look in shape, they both look focused. Hope that comes out in the play.
That's right. So we're moving up the gears now. We've had the quarterfinals of the 8-man tournament. We've got our first super fight here of the evening. And again, their eyes are locked into each other here as John Blackledge gives the final instructions. They touch gloves and we're ready to go. 3 3-minute rounds potentially. So they touch gloves. And it's Diedrich with the push kick to start the action here. And then the round kick. Vicious kicks already from Amari.
Diedrich looks very quick, very fast, sharp technique. Hands and feet, very good.
Yes, chopping away at the legs and then bringing the hands over the top, not allowing Marcus Powell time to settle here in the early stages of the opening round.
He's making Marcus Powell look a bit ungainly already, even though Marcus is so tall. Very rangy fighter.
They touch gloves. Saying the box came out there. I don't think it was intentional. They're going straight back on.
Strange he hasn't got a tie-up box on there. Normally you'd have a tie-up box on. In my day they were made of steel as well.
So incredible exchange of kicks here. Real battle of wills at leg level here, Howard.
Well, Amari Diedrich, he's very, very fast indeed. And he's got good power as well, I like it.
And you saw there, you always know when someone gets your respect, because immediately Marcus started to think about checking those right leg kicks. All of a sudden, the checks were coming in.
It was very wise. If you're very good at checking, you can actually win by that and incapacitate the attacker with a good leg check.
Yes, and Marcus started to adapt to that as Diedrich was powering in those kicks. And I love it when they put the teep to the top of the thigh there, to the big muscle, and then switches to the round kick. He's really targeting Marcus Powell's lead leg.
With good kicks as well. They're both pretty good and both quite quick. Marcus Powell's come alive now.
Well, he's needed to, hasn't he? I mean, Amari Diedrich has really gone for him in this opening round.
Yeah, he's kind of fighting him off. He doesn't seem as powerful as Amari Diedrich, but he's throwing back and trying to assert himself.
And again, Amari walks Marcus down, looks for the teep off the separate legs,
Very
left
good.
and right, and then the knee to the thigh there.
Good technique. A little bit low, but it was a good technique.
Yes, and they acknowledge that very sportingly. Oh, nice little inside shot. There's a lot of good technical work on the inside here.
Yeah, from both men, but Diedrich is a bit sharper and more powerful.
And keeping Marcus Powell with his back to the ropes, keeping him in the corner. Nice body shot, then comes up with the knee afterwards. Good variety of work from Amari Diedrich.
Good combinations from him. The only problem I've seen defensively so far from Amari is that when Marcus is attacking him low, sometimes he lets his eyes drop down and he drops his hands a little as well. Could do without that. You can see all by keeping your vision at head level.
Yes, you're up. As you said that, a really good exchange at the end of the round on the ropes, and Marcus Powell showed what he's capable of, but Amari Diedrich has really impressed me, as you said, apart from those faults that maybe need ironing out with his power and his speed and his precision.
I'll say that was good defense, but again there he looks down when he's doing technique. But that's something that can be ironed out in the gym real quick. Other than that, he's excellent. Great speed, great power, great accuracy.
Now Marcus did the right thing there, and he's doing the right thing quite constantly, but sometimes there's just that little subtle difference between the two of you that means no matter what you do, you're just slightly outgunned. And I feel that's what's happening here. He's not being left behind, but he is being slightly outgunned.
Well, he is being slightly outgunned in terms of work rate and power, but he is throwing, as he's just shown there, he's showing good combinations when he gets the chance. He wants to do that more often, but Amari's just on him so often, it's quite hard for him.
And again, you look at both men there, they're ready for round two. There's no signs of fatigue there.
No, they're in condition, which is nice to see.
And they need to be conditioned because the first round, a lot of leg work, really targeting the legs. We saw Marcus Powell a third of the way into the round start checking those kicks, and they're at it again with these low chopping kicks. But I love the torque that Diedrich got there. He really chopped into that lead leg.
Yeah, very good. He lays into his kicks very well.
And that's a balance thing, isn't it, Howard?
It's balance. It comes from the stance as well as everything else. Execution's important, but if you haven't got the initial stance, you can't do anything. That's a nice combination too. He's a good attacking fighter, Amari Diedrich.
Yes, exciting fighter. And Marcus Powell there, just as he negated that attack, he looked to his corner for inspiration.
Nice technique.
Yes, good timing.
Nice counter.
There.
Yeah, very good timing.
But as you said, Amari's straight back at it, isn't he? He wasn't phased, he didn't put him off, he's straight back in, initiating.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give up the edge. He's got the advantage, he wants to keep it. You see that Marcus Powell, if he could, he'd take it away. He's throwing more solid technique as the fight goes on.
Yes, working his way into it, forced back into his own corner again, and then the knee from Amari Diedrich as they come together. Diedrich waiting his time now. For the first time, he's slowed in this bout.
He has slowed. And Marcus, instead of pressing the attack, he threw techniques as if he was just testing. He might as well have thrown them full-blooded. He had the chance.
sometimes, though, when you've been under pressure, it's almost like human nature to relax and take that time for yourself as well, isn't it? Rather than say, he's relenting, now I push forward, it's like, I've got that break, let me recover as well. It's very difficult sometimes, isn't it?
A lot of fighters do that. A lot of fighters. But this is only 3 rounds, so there's no need really. Go for it. Any chance you get, throw with bad intent.
Yes, Dietrich has found his second wind again now. Again, that slight little look down at what his opponent's legs are doing, but nice combinations.
Very good. Good basic stuff. Marcus Powell throws a good round knee when he gets a chance in the clinch, but they're not allowed to clinch for more than a second or two in the Glory Series, so that advantage isn't that much of one.
That's right, clinch, strike, disengage, that's the rules.
Exactly.
Nice left hand though, but again that lead leg being targeted and no checking this time. He checks again now once that's gone, but he has really good moments, doesn't he, Powell, when you think, yes, this man can do it.
Yeah, he does. He's showing flashes of real good technique himself, but he hasn't got that power that Dietrich comes, that intensity, just doesn't possess it. Not yet. He's not turning fully into his roundhouse kicks, and so he's not getting the full intent on it like Dietrich is. Dietrich is turning into it properly. I mean, even now, Dietrich does his techniques fully. He's pushed front kick, full extension. The excellent technique.
I thought it was a better round from Marcus Powell, and he acknowledged his crowd with his hand. He was more in it, but as you said, for me, what Amari Dietrich did that Marcus didn't was he was relentless. Marcus had his opportunities, and as you said, took the breather when Dietrich took the breather.
Well, if you just saw there, Marcus Powell threw the round kick to the leg, and that low point kick is supposed to be turned into so that the shin fully engaged with the thigh like that, and that's the difference, and that can make a big difference during the course of a contest.
Yes, and he does it again, and as you said, he really turns into it, that balance. Having said that, that was beautiful timing from Marcus.
Excellent technique. And he needed the respite, to be honest.
Now, with round 3 coming up, you get the feeling that Amari Dietrich set out his stall, isn't he? He's going to come forward, he's going to push, he's going to chop away at the lead leg of Marcus Powell and look to use the hands over the top.
Yeah, because Marcus's defense against that lead leg attack, lead leg now is gone. He's not defend. See, that defense was too late. He's picking his leg up straight. His toes aren't pointing in the right space. This is basis again from his stance. So when he picks his leg up, it's not his knee that's doing the checking. It's his thigh, which is being kicked anyway.
So third and final round, a nice exchange of gloves there. They're very sporting, and it's been a very good contest again, as have the contests all tonight on the road to glory. Superb matchmaking from Dean Sugden, and again just slightly low with the teep there, Amari.
It happens against a taller man sometimes because he's so high, you know, but you know, sportingly acknowledged, and he was pulled before he made full contact as well.
And John will give Marcus time to recover here, and they'll just readjust the groin box and massage the muscles there, but I don't think he's going to make too much of, and you can see Marcus not making any fuss whatsoever.
No, he's a warrior. He's a good warrior. These guys have got nothing lacking in the heart department.
No, it's been hard and hurtful, and again, it's sometimes it's frustrating for a fighter when you're not doing anything wrong, you're doing most things right, but there's just an edge to your opponent, and I feel this is the only difference between Amari and Marcus. Two very good combatants, but Amari's always just got the edge, I feel.
Well, if you're watching these exchanges here now, the only difference at the moment is in power, and that's because of the technique. If Marcus Powell turned more into his technique, hands and feet, it'd be a different fight. Completely different fight. Get more respect off Amari, who's coming at him relentlessly.
And he's still doing that now as we come into just 2 minutes left of this final round. Marcus Powell doing the right thing, staying with his man, throwing his own techniques, looking for the knee himself as well.
So he's going to be back to square one again. Amari will go on the attack, and Marcus kind of accepts that. He's already going back, moving backwards. It's voluntarily. Shouldn't be doing that. Not unless you're moving off to the side and creating angles.
Yeah, because he's not actually creating those angles for counterattack. He's having to absorb the punishment from Amari Dietrich.
Exactly. He's not defending well enough to be successful at counterattacking.
And again, the chopping kick to the lead leg. And it's just subtle differences in the way they throw those low kicks that make all the difference.
That's right, they're very subtle. And you know, you've got to work those things out in the gym. He's not moving Amari when he's kicking his leg. Amari's moving him.
And with that balance as well, Amari is good with his fists over the top, so when he gets that movement, he comes in with those powerful punching combinations.
Well, he turns his shoulder into his punches, and Marcus doesn't do that. He just throws his arms out. They're good and stiff. He's got plenty of natural athletic power, but the technique would make all the difference.
Yes, Amari Dietrich pushing inside this last minute now. I heard his corner say, just keep him in that corner. They're very confident when Amari is coming forward, when he's pushing forward like that. And they say, keep him there, keep him in the corner. Very clear instruction.
It's the rules of the game. They know how what the judges are looking for. If the judges are looking for something, you give it to them. That's how you win a fight.
Oh, another low blow was this.
That was a bit of a solid one.
Yes, I think it was the knee attempt with just 20 seconds left. And I said, Marcus hasn't made a fuss before. I don't think he will here. But I do think that one, as you said, was more solid.
It was more solid. There hasn't been a complaint that has been unjustified. He's complained because he's had to. He's been hit low. It hasn't been intentional. It's just the style of the fight. But I'm not sure that John Blackledge might be. He's given a stern warning. I wonder if he's going to take a point.
I thought he was going to take the point, but I think he was saying this is a final warning. So the last 20 seconds of a very tough fight. And here we go, and as you'd expect from Glory Rules, what a last 20 seconds we're getting.
They're going for it now. They're both going for it.
Two powerhouses in that ring and a very entertaining bout. I feel Dietrich, for the reasons we spoke over the 3 rounds, will get this. But
yeah,
Marcus made him work for everything.
He did make him work. It just didn't hurt him enough. That little extra, you know, in terms of turning your body into your shots. He could just do that. You can iron that stuff out so easily. Just pad work and bag work alone, let alone sparring.
And it's the way he turns into the work, as you said, with those kicks to the thigh, those punches, rolling those shoulders with the hooks, as we see there perfectly.
Exactly.
He rolls those shoulders beautifully.
He puts his body behind everything he does. And I mean, it's great technique that Marcus has got as well. It's just that extra little bit, those few inches of technique that would have, I don't know, brought him more into the fight. You never know if he'd have got the victory, but brought him more in. That's assuming that the judges see it the way we do.
And another thing to say about both these men is, in terms of fitness levels, there's another round in those two easily.
Yeah, easily. Another couple of rounds. He's good fighters.
And we're waiting for the scorecards to be picked up. Buddy Johnson there looking, and that's what I liked about them too. As you said, very strong men, no complaints. Even when it was low, Marcus was straight back in it. He didn't milk the time that he needed. And at the end of the day, you look at them both now, they'll go another round. Easily. So here comes Buddy Johnson, and we think it's pretty cut and dry, this one, but it was still an incredible bout, very sporting bout, and we're going to go to Buddy Johnson now to get that official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout sponsored by Booster Fight Care UK. After 3 rounds, in this first of our Super Fight series, we go to our judges' scorecards. And your winner by majority decision, in the red corner, Amari Dietrich.
Amari, you got the victory, but what a tough fight that was.
Yeah, man, Marcus was a warrior, man. We knew that coming in. He was an active guy, a lot more experience than me. He's been around big fields and before we start working, it's an opportunity to try to get on Glory and plus more hammers. So why not?
Well, in the commentary position with me is one of the legends of the game, Howard Brown, and he said, you just did everything that little bit better. You were turning into it, you worked the legs, and everything you put, just that little bit extra power, that little bit extra determination, maybe the difference between the two of you is the way you pushed Marcus back.
He is, I'm a heavy kick off, as you know, you see everything. I'm not really a hands guy, I'm a leg kick guy, I'm a knees guy, so that's what works for me, always will be, so that's what I'm saying.
But as I said, Marcus, to his credit, really made you work for it across the 3 rounds. But the other thing you showed was incredible stamina and conditioning.
After we've gone in the 3rd round, he came to me and said, there's some push, there's some work. So for some work and get it done, and I can show you what I for the crowd and try to impress some people.
Well, as we said, we've all talked about the importance of this fight night with, you know, the official Glory team, and you've given yourself real credit, Amari. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Amari Dibri.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first of our semi-final of the 8-man tournament, sponsored by Garden Buildings Direct and Billy-O. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout goes on to the final for a chance to win an exclusive 2-fight contract at Glory and 2,000 pounds of money in the bank. We are ready for 3-minute rounds in the professional featherweight division. Introducing your first semi-finalist, standing in the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in again at 64.2 kilograms, with 26 professional wins and 70 defeats. Representing South and Combat Academy, Adrian Maxim. And his opponent in the red corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, with an official weight of 64.6 kilograms. With 7 official wins and no defeats, representing Suggy's Gym in Newark, Bailey Sutton. Once again, the referee in charge is John Blackledge.
Howard, this is a very simple one. The least experienced of this tournament against the most experienced, yet stylistically almost identical.
Almost identical, apart from the fact that Bailey's lighter on his feet. So Bailey Sugden moves around in and out a lot more. Adrian tends to stalk more flat-footed and go for power. So this has still got a contrast in styles.
Yes, we've got the final at stake, as you heard. A contract for 2 fights with Glory. 2 very confident young men. And as you said, I love the thought of this one. On paper, this could be a final itself if they live up to their quarterfinals.
Absolutely. Well, I think that these semi-finals are going to be more intense than the quarters. There's more on the line now. They've really got to get. You come so far, you might as well get into the final, no matter what.
Yes, and the stare down is intense, and you get the feeling that Adrian Maxim likes to rumble. He likes a scrap. We saw that, didn't he? He was looking at Matteo De Rosa in the last round and shaking his head at him, going no, winking. I think he loves to scrap.
Yeah, he's a bulldog type fighter. Here we go. Nice sharp technique.
Looking to walk Bailey Sugden down and work him early. But this is where you said the mobility of Sugden will be key, I think, in this bout.
Yeah, I think that it will be the difference between the two. I think they're equally as fast. I think that Maxim's got the edge in power. He seems more mature.
He's certainly got the fight experience. You know, we're talking over 30 fights from this young man compared to Bailey's 7.
Exactly, that may be telling, may well be telling.
Bailey Sugden standing and trading with him though, and the crowd respond. But you just feel that this is what Adrian Maxim wants. I'd like to see the mobile Sugden hitting, striking, moving away and making a difficult groin shot there.
Yeah, it was a pretty heavy shot. Maxim's a warrior though, so I bet he doesn't even take what he's fully allowed to take.
No, he winked at John Blackledge and said, yeah, I'm fine, let's go again. I don't think he's going to make any fuss whatsoever. And again, Sugden, the hand speed, a lot of it on the gloves though. It might look good from the bleachers, but Maxim's got a good defense, although he took that left leg roundhouse.
Well, he's a stalker and he's just going to keep stalking. What Bailey Sugden needs to do is to move, instead of moving backward and forward, start moving laterally as well, side to side.
We did say that this could be a potential war with one of these men having to go on to the final to meet a much taller man.
Well, what's going to happen in this one now is going to be a contest between power and the amount of shots thrown. Bailey Sugden's throwing more shots, but they're not as hard as the shots which are still in combination coming back from Adrian Maxim.
Yes, as we said, Maxime, he shrugs it off. He says, it doesn't hurt me. He stalks his man. He comes forward. It's following a pattern that we felt. But when you look at Bailey Sugden and the speed and the movement, it takes a lot to keep that up over three-minute rounds with someone that punches heavily, and every chance he gets to walk you down will lay that heavy leather.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. And here we go. It's tit for tat. So Bailey Sugden's been hit low now as well, so he's going to take a breather. This is a classic matchup. It's going to be speed against power. And it's, at this moment, I haven't a clue which one's going to end up on top.
And just like Maxine, Sugden wanted to say, I'm not phased either. I'm not going to take that time. You know, you came straight back, so am I. There's so many psychological mind games being played as well now.
It's exactly what it is.
A nice combination. As you said, he's so fluid. For one with only 7 fights experience, but we mentioned in the gym, the training partners with Regis and Chad, and that's money in the bank, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's the pedigree. Just top class.
So Maxime looked to back Bailey up, but he's having none of it. He takes centre ring again, and that light-footedness that Howard Brown was on about in display there, and a nice knee as well.
See, you can see the difference there. You can tell when Bailey's throwing some of his shots or he's putting under pressure that he's only 19. You can tell. It shows. He just hasn't got that physical strength that Adrian's got.
Yes, it's a full man body at the weight there.
Yeah. And it may well be the difference in the contest.
Because, let's be honest, Howard, Bailey will still be growing till, what, 21, won't he?
Oh, absolutely. And I would give that round to Maxim.
He's strong, he's powerful. And as we said, Bailey, I look at Bailey and win, lose or draw in this tournament, you can see him as the future, can't you? I said 19, the youngest competitor, not fully matured into his body. You look at Adrian Maxim, he's got that gladiator look about him.
He's a man.
He's a man, he's got that man muscle. And he likes the scrap. He likes you in there because he knows if you're hitting him, you're close enough for him to hit. And that's what he seems to excel at.
Well, the thing is that Bailey's not really hitting him. He's picking off such a lot of the shots on his gloves, Maxim, that he's not taking a lot of blows. He's taking the leg kicks, but he's not taking the punches to the head.
Well, even as he took that leg kick, he put the hook into the right with the right hand into the midsection of Bailey.
He's got great vision. He's looking to counter on everything. He did that in the last contest. He's doing it now. Once you're, as you say, once you're in range and hitting him, he knows he must be able to hit you. It's got to be.
And as he did with Matteo De Rosa, who we were so impressed with his technique, he shrugs off on the power aspect, doesn't he? He says, I'll take that to give back.
Yes, he's a tough man. He's he's well conditioned. You can see, look at his physique. I mean, that's excellent. What a great left kick there to the body. And again, whoa, he's putting it on Bailey now. This is the difference in strength, you see.
He's looking to bully him. Let's be honest, he's looking to bully him here.
And he's doing it too. Bailey's under pressure. A lot of pressure.
And that knee almost landed on the head. The left hook did land. Bailey brings the right knee back, but he's breathing heavily now.
He's losing his posture as well. Bailey's losing his posture, and his composure's going out the window. He's just up against someone who's physically so much more mature than he is.
I mean, often when you look at the weight and the similar size, when you tell the difference is when you look at the back here.
Exactly.
And you look at the back of Adrian Maxim.
Yeah, it's so solid. I mean, to be fair, for such a young man, he's got great back development himself, Bailey Sugden, but he just hasn't got that width on it and that strength that you can see oozing from Maxim.
Well, what Maxim's done is he's taken the same strategy as he did against De Rosa. Walk forward, take what you've got. I know I can take it, but can you take what I've got?
Yeah, it is that simple.
And he doesn't mind being outworked because he knows the power hurts, it grinds his man down. And eventually in the third round, De Rosa was almost static, wasn't he?
Almost static. And you see what's happening, and we said that Adrian Maxim looked like a winner in the last contest. It's what he's looking like again here now. He's not taking a backward step. He's keeping Bailey Sugden consistently on the back foot. When you're going back, you get tired more quick because you can't move backward as well as you can forward, and you lose your power because you're going backwards.
And Bailey went to use that lateral movement to skip out the back door straight into a left hook.
Oh, great
He's so
combination.
aware as well, isn't he?
Yes.
Maxim is so aware.
Very, very aware, good vision, and now he's opening up with variety when Bailey's backed up.
Jumping
Not nice,
knee.
but just a single shot, and it's just not going to be enough to keep him away.
Yes, he's a real powerhouse, this man. Oh, spinning back fist, and again, look, he shrugs. This is the kidology. Even if it hurt, you're not going to know. He's like a bull in there, Adrian Maxim.
That was saying, well, that's your desperation effort tried. What else have you got? That's what he's saying to him psychologically.
And he's not giving Bailey any time to breathe. He keeps walking forward.
Exactly
Bailey is throwing the shots. He's got the technique, he's got the variety, but he's got no time to breathe, no time to maneuver. He's just on him and throwing heavy shots. That said, for 19 years of age, what a performance from young Sugden as well.
He's brilliant for his age. Absolutely fantastic. But he's just a boy against a man, I'm afraid. You know, they're pretty much equal in a lot of spots, but the strength is just a telling factor.
And the showboating at the end there from Adrian Maxim. This one is as psychological as it is physical. And when you talk about wearing an opponent down, he's playing on Bailey's mind as well. Bailey is cut. He's got an opponent that he lands a spinning back fist on and then winks at him. It's a lot to ask.
It's a big ask. And that was a big round for Adrian Maxim. He won it so clearly. He's 2 up on my card and 2 up clearly. So Bailey would need a stoppage to win. And going backward like that, he's got no choice to go backward. What's he going to do? Look at that pressure. Oh, body shots. You know, he's just sapping the strength from him. And not that he's not stronger than him already.
And the thing is, the hard thing for Bailey is when he mounts an offensive back, he's not one of those that just stands there and takes it. Maxime looks like nothing has landed. He just winks at him, he looks at him, he smiles at him.
That's right.
And then comes forward once more. He knows the psychological side of the game as well.
That's right. There's no intimidation factor working for Bailey. All the intimidation is coming from Adrian Maxim.
It's a third and final round of a blistering contest. And you can see that Bailey Sugden is the future, but is he the presence against this bull of a man who just won't take no for an answer when you're in the trenches?
Well, I only see the pressure intensifying. It's the last round. They're both going to try harder and the stronger man's going to win. The stronger man is Adrian Maxim.
Yes, Bailey's still got growing time. 21 years of age, still 2 more years of growth in this young man, but Maxime coming forward, throwing. You can see the variety of technique, you can see the skill level of Bailey Sugden, and he's also proven beyond doubt that he's got the heart and the chin as well.
Oh, well, no question. He's just so well conditioned. Dean Sugden's not going to let them out of the gym without them being in shape, and he wouldn't have took the match if that wasn't the case. But look at, Maxime's laughing. He just knows, I can feel his shots, they're nothing, I'm a lot stronger than you, and that's the way it's going to remain for the next few minutes.
So, torrid times for Bailey Sugden being called on. He's doing everything in his power here to turn this back around. And the one thing I worry about Maxim is he can't afford to step off the gas because he's winning it. Well, he's got to stand and trade with Bailey because this last 20 seconds he's let Bailey work and he's going, no, but he's got to work himself.
Yes, he has, and he must have heard you because he's countering now, he's countering well. Bailey's finding some terrific combinations.
Like you said earlier, Howard, when you're behind, you've got to go for it. And Bailey's showing great maturity, incredible guts as well. The crowd are really getting behind him.
Well, he's throwing these combinations, he's five techniques at a time. He really is going for broke. It's not having an effect.
But as I said, my one worry for Maxime was he was so confident and so in the zone that he didn't feel the need to fire back, which would be a big mistake here in the third.
Well, Maxime just landed a couple of really big shots, a low kick and a right hand. And Bailey's taking them well. Turned him on the ropes.
And Dean Sugden calling him on, and to be fair to Bailey Sugden, you can't ask any more of him, can you? He's doing the right thing. He's taking the fight to Maxime as best he can here in the third.
Well, Bailey's winning this round so far.
Maxime has been too complacent, hasn't he?
Yes, but he's coming forward now. And he's coming forward heavy.
What a performance by Bailey Sugden here against a powerhouse of a man. And he's come forward, he's taken the fight to Maxime. And as I said, all the posturing, all the sticking out the tongue and saying, you're not hurting me, they're still scoring.
Well, yeah, it is posturing, but they are backing it up now. And Maxime's upped his work rate, and he's still applying pressure, still coming forward.
And the crowd on their feet for this third round, as it should be on the road to glory. This is what glory is all about. And listen to it now, toe to toe. You've got to take your hat off to Bailey Sugden here.
Well, he's really, really going for broke. He's doing what he was told to do. What a fight.
Now, this third round has got the crowd on their feet. if Bailey Sugden wins this, Maxime will only have himself to blame, taking the foot off the gas, the posturing. He was in control of that fight. He was strong, he was hard. Let's be honest, he might still take this, might still go to the final. But I feel in that third round, he underestimated Bailey Sugden.
I think that Bailey Sugden put him under pressure, and I think he was feeling the pace. And the posture was just experience. He had to posture because he didn't have enough gas in the tank to fire back. Simple as that.
Now, if you take the emotion out of it and the home fighter, the youngest fighter in the tournament, I've got Maxime, to be honest, the first 2 rounds and Bailey the third. I've still got Maxime going through, but I think he sailed very close to the wind in that third round.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't gamble. I've got Maxime 2-1 up. It's exactly the same as you have. But we've already been proved, the judges have disagreed with us earlier on a score like that, so we don't know.
And if it does go the other way, has Maxime only got himself to blame after this third round? Or is
The
that
answer to that would be yes, but it'd be a little bit unfair. Bailey, be taken away from Bailey Sugden.
Well, let's see. This is going to be momentous. Let's see who's won it with Buddy Johnson, RMC.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for both fighters this evening. Come on! Three exciting rounds in this semi-final, and we go to our judges' scorecards. And your winner by majority decision, in the red corner, Bailey Sugden! Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is sponsored by Bilio, creating a garden lifestyle. This is the second semi-final of our 8-man tournament, and your winner of this bout will take on Regis Sugden for a chance to win £2,000 of money in the bank and an exclusive 2-fight contract with Glory. This is a road to glory, ladies and gentlemen, and we are scheduled for 3-minute rounds in the professional featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 feet 10 and weighing officially at 64.7 kilograms with 22 wins and just 60 beats, representing Luke Barai, Mo Abdurraham. And his opponent in the red corner, a second semi-finalist, standing 6 feet tall, weighing officially at 64.4 kilograms, with 12 wins and just 3 defeats, representing Renegades Gym, he is Joe Hemsworth. Once again, the referee in charge is John Blackstone.
Well, after our first breathless semi-final, we come to the 2 taller men, and just like the first semi-final, I'm so excited about this one for a different reason. We saw 2 men very tall at the weight, and yet they both knew how to use it, and again, they're pitched against each other now. So we have, whatever happens, a shorter man versus a taller man final. But it's how these 2 will either clash stylistically for a great fight or cancel each other out, which interests me, Howard.
That's right. It's very hard to tell going in. It's gonna, because they both got such similar styles, which is probably the first time we've seen that in these tournaments. So whoever uses their technique the best or comes up with something new, well, that's what we're waiting to see. That's going to be the winner in my eyes.
And at the weight, it's not often you see Mo looking up at his opponent, but he is here tonight with Joe. Both young men, 21 years of age, huge futures ahead of them, although both well experienced already. 15 fights for Joe, 28 for Mo. So, you know, this for a place in the final, and we mentioned both men so fresh from their quarter-final.
Yes, because they both had good wins, and it was Joe's probably a bit fresher. He had a very early win, so we'll see if that tells in the later rounds.
And Mo steps straight in early, looking to fire away quickly. They'll both know as well that Bailey Sugden will have been in a 3-round war. And Mo, beautiful uppercut. They're looking to get Joe out of there quickly. Joe taking it well and responded, but what a start.
Yeah, he's the more experienced, isn't he? Mo. So, and it's telling now. He's pressing the fight because he knows it's what you need to do.
And the angles of the attack, the rolling the shoulders with the punches. He's laid out his stall early. He wants Joe out of there, and he wants him out of there now.
He's landed some brilliant punches, some uppercuts and straight right hands. Oh, good right hand for Joe Hemsworth.
Well, this was the thing. Joe stayed in the pocket with him. He's just eaten another left and right, but responding as well. And if they stay like this, we're not going out of this first round, Howard.
No, that's right. It's going to be over quickly.
I honestly believe both men see an opportunity, a 3-round war, a cut opponent. Let's be fresh in this one as well. Get out of here and take that final.
Well, neither of them showed this kind of tenacity in the first fight. They didn't have to, but all of a sudden we're seeing different fighters here.
Well, it's the game plan. It's like, if I can be fresh, 1 round unscathed. Bailey Sugden in the final, who's been in a war, it's looking my way. But I like the way that Joe Hemsworth has composed himself and come straight back at Mo.
Straight back. For a minute then I thought he was going to get overwhelmed, but not a chance. He's showing now it's my turn, and he's having a good one. Good defense from both men.
And both have taken shots. They've both given, as I said, Mo started so solidly and strongly.
Oh, he's wobbled him. He's hurt.
Hemsworth has got Mo on the ropes. It's Hemsworth coming back now after that start. The big left and rights and the knee. We said we didn't think this could go past 1, and it doesn't look that way. How much has Mo Abdurrahman got left in the tank as he takes some more? He's still wobbly, and then now he wobbles Joe Hemsworth
what a
in
fight.
return. What about? What an opening round. Oh, and he finishes it.
It's over.
What
It's over.
an opening round. You've just seen a man on Bambi legs knock out his opponent. Mo was on the edge there.
He was on the verge of being knocked out himself and pulled the corker out of the bag.
What a finish from Mo Abdurrahman.
Well, they're both found wanting in the chin department, because I don't know how hard they hit. Maybe they both got a tremendous wallop each, but when they took the solid shots, they were both hurt, and it's just that Joe Hemsworth had that little bit more about him.
Well, do you know what? For an opening round, look at this. Suddenly, Mo looks ragged. He looks hurt. He's not fully recovered. Joe is really pressing the advantage now to look and say, this is now my fight. We both agreed. They both wanted this first round stoppage. And then there's the first left hand coming back from Mo.
Yes.
And look at Joe's eyes. Look at Joe's eyes. And then over the top.
It wasn't flush that got him. I'm saying it was Joe that had the advantage. It wasn't, of course, it was Mo. And Joe, he's absolutely gone there, isn't he?
And then we're going to get the finish here. Mo tees him up. He's looking. He knows his opportunity. The left comes in. John Blackley's looking to come close. And there's the right. That's the finisher,
was
Hal.
a solid punch. Knuckles, full knuckles on the side of the chin.
What a white knuckle ride for 1 round. Incredible stuff from both men. Mo dominated early, then Joe suddenly came back. Mo wobbled. I mean, let's be honest, when he scored his knockdown to recover, he was still on wobbly legs himself.
Well, that's fighting for you, you know, and who's got heart. And it's good to see that the paramedics are in so soon, and Joe's getting oxygen, and he seems to be okay, which is the number one thing.
That's right.
As you say, what a fight.
Unbelievable from these two men.
Roller coaster all the way, and a terrific first round. And to be honest, with the first round victory, the crowd showing their appreciation. But with that first round victory, now Mo's going to be still quite fresh for the final.
Oh, well, Howard, very few opening rounds have given us that dilemma, that intensity. And we looked at each other and thought, my goodness, Joe Hemsworth has turned this around. He's going into the final. But there was another twist. Incredible for a semi-final, not even the final. Look at this from these two men. Unbelievable stuff.
Don't you just love the fight game, Malcolm?
Oh, Howard, and we got the best seats in the house on an incredible show. And this is the moment, I said, this is still the first punch, not the second. As you said, the second was a glance. It was the left hook that did this.
Yeah.
And then Mo suddenly realises, I've got my composure back. I'm teeing him up. This will now come.
That was a good finish. That's a good finish.
It's the right hand. This is the killer. You're not getting up from that.
No, well, that's an excellent punch. Excellent.
What a finish to an incredible semi-final. And I said, Joe, he's smiling, he's looking at his corner. Do you know what? As you said, Howard, I love this game, but it can be cruel, it can be brutal, all at the same time.
Well, just when you think you're winning, that's the time to be careful.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout ended 2 minutes, 5 seconds of the first round. Your winner by knockout Mo Abdurrahman. This bout sponsored by Big Kamal and Company, Chartered Accountants and Wealth Managers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our second super fight of the evening. We are ready for three-minute rounds of professional kickboxing in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighing officially at 69.8 kilograms. With 10 wins and just 2 defeats, representing Backstreet Dojo, Vinny Church! And his opponents in the red corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing officially at 69.7 kilograms. He has an official record of 10 wins with just 4 defeats, representing Pure Impact, William Goldie Galloway! When the action begins, once again, your referee in charge, John Blackwood.
So our second big super fight of the evening, this at lightweight, and 2 rising stars of the game here, Howard. 22, Vinny Church, just 19, William Goldie Galloway, already in double figures in bouts, very similar records, just 2 losses for Church, just the 4 from Galloway. Church, you can see, with the height advantage, and with everything at stake here with the official Glory organisation here at ringside as well. There's also bragging rights for 2 young men really on the cusp, making their way in this sport.
Well, Vinny Church seems to be a lot more than 2 inches taller than William Goldie Galloway. Seems a lot taller. And that should be interesting, especially with the knee coming into play.
Yes, and as I said, like Mo Abdurrahman before him, Vinny Church knows how to use a height advantage when he's got it. Very exciting fighter. He is on a roll at the moment.
Oh, they're both good, Malcolm. They're both good fighters. You can see from the crispness of the technique and their posture.
Yes, and again, as we've seen earlier tonight, high octane right from the opening seconds of the round. Both men, no feeling out process here, really looking to do damage. And as you said, Goldie Galloway really closes the gap quickly when he comes inside the tall man, which is what you need to do. If you're going to risk damage, you've got to risk it quickly and get in and do your own work.
And what he's doing, Galloway is coming in behind a tight guard. Needs to do that against a taller man.
Yes, I've seen knee stoppages from Church as the taller man. And again, here's the knee comes in, he puts it in nicely. Left hand, right hand response from Galloway. Under pressure at the moment though, looking to dismantle him, take that tight guard with chopping at the legs first. And working the body, and suddenly Galloway is opened up there.
Yeah, he's looking quality now, Vinny Church. He really is. That was a good sustained attack.
Oh, and the accuracy, Howard, as well.
And good power. I mean, it's good punches and kicks that have got a lot of power in them.
Walking his man down. Galloway under pressure now. Suddenly, it was very even and like the movement from both. And the right hand from Galloway come in, but he's taking a lot of shots, Howard.
He is, but he should take heart from the fact that Vinny Church, his chin is quite high. If he can loop a right hand over, he'll hurt him.
Yes, he's inside. Nice body shot from Galloway now.
Vinny Church was just waiting for the knee.
Yes, turns again, comes in, but Galloway's recovered well, Howard. Oh, I said that just as he takes 4, 5 unanswered punches on the knee. Suddenly, just when I thought he was on the comeback, Church opens up again.
He's hurt him. He's hurt. He's badly hurt. If Vinny Church sustained that, he's going to force a stoppage. He's not recovered.
Forward.
William Goldie Galloway has not recovered. He's hurt.
And Church sticking to the game plan and chopping the legs, trying to bring the guard down. The left hook comes round that guard, then the right uppercut. Galloway comes back strongly again. Superb opening round once more.
Brave lad, but I think he's up against it here, Malcolm.
Yes, as I said, Church is on a roll. He's on fire at the moment, and he's a real handful for anyone. And he's building his reputation, just like Galloway, because of the excitement of the way he does things.
When that jab lands, it's rocking, and this is only the first round. He's rocking Williams' head back. And when he's firing, he's not getting the same result.
Oh, nice left body as well. And Galloway winches the right hand over the top, and he's getting through far too often. This is the problem for Galloway.
It's exactly the problem. He's countering well though and showing a lot of heart, but he's just being outmanned, outgunned.
Wow, what an opening round.
Terrific action.
For the first 30 seconds, looked very even, and you were impressed with the movement of Galloway, the counters. Then suddenly Church really began to open up.
Yeah, the power made that difference. He started to hurt his opponent. And once you can see power, but you can't feel it. The opponent feels it, and his head started to rock back with almost every clean punch landed.
Yes, Galloway showed a solid chin, because some of these shots, like that uppercut, he's still there. And he had his moments, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, he had his moments, but look at this. He's forced to defend back to the ropes, and he's not stopping the shots landing. There you go, that left jab. It's sickening. He's rocking his head back, you can see he's feeling it.
And under the Glory rules, they'll love the way that he moves, Galloway, won't they? They'll love the way, when they talk about the power of the technique as well, you can see that for the judges.
Well, you can. I mean, when your head rocks back, everybody can see it from the back of the hall, you know, and you're under pressure, and then you start taking backward steps too. It's an uphill task. William Goldie Galloway now needs to start to try and go forward, keep his guard even tighter, and land some straight shots. It's his best bet.
But as I said, against him is a man who is known as an exciting fighter. He's an entertainer. He loves to entertain. But Galloway doing the right thing here.
Absolutely, absolutely doing the right thing.
And the incredible thing here is, Howard, 19 years of age, 21 years of age. What futures for both of them. Forget who's going to win this bout. Just looking at the two of them, thinking 19 and 22, sorry, not 21, but still such young men in the game with such futures.
Well, it's what you take away from a contest like this that makes you.
And Galloway looks to come back again with his own boxing. He's got good boxing technique. But as you said, when he gets hit, you see the head rock back. You see the impact that Church is having.
Well, he's got to learn the subtle hand techniques and head movements that you need to stop someone advancing and someone that's that much taller than you. There are things that you can put into place and then you counter straight off them. He's not able to do that because he's absorbing the shots.
Yes, and Church walking his man down once more. He's got to be wary though, because Galloway has got fast hands. He is accurate, as he did there with the little left hook over the right hand of Church.
But Church is undeterred, isn't he?
Yes, he's staying in the pocket. He's staying centre ground. He's taking the centre ring, pushing his man backwards. But again, had to take that right hand from Galloway.
Nice right hand, nice attack. And now his turn to throw the body shot to the liver.
Looking to double up the body shots now and back Vinnie Church up. Vinnie Church looking to chop away with the legs. Second win for Galloway here. Can he keep it up? Because the last time when he came back, it spurred Church on. Can Galloway keep this up now in the second round?
Well, it's hard to sustain when you're picking up shots like that.
Oh, and yeah, and he's picking them up again. When Church gets through, it's so clean. And he shakes his head there, Galloway.
Oh!
And then the right hand, this is the worry. Suddenly he's inspired. And Church has got his back to the ropes as Galloway fires in. And that right hand
Down.
brings his man down.
At last. He's shown he's got the power too. And he's going to make the count. I don't think so.
I don't think Church is. He's shaking his head.
It's over.
What a turnaround for Galloway. What a turnaround. It was all Church until it wasn't.
Exactly. The first time that Goldie Galloway shows any sort of success, he scores a stoppage.
And it was by sheer tenacity, staying in the pocket, staying there with his man. There was some of those uppercuts, some of those shots he could have and should have gone down with, but he just stayed there. The
Yes.
durability. And then, as Vinnie came forward, the right hand comes over the top.
Well, there's nothing like believing in yourself. Nothing. That's a lovely punch. And he goes in to finish it off. What a great shot to the body.
The body shot
Intelligent
as well.
fighting. Intelligent. He's thinking about what he's doing. And he was just too much for Vinnie Church. He didn't expect the guy to come back at him like that. And when you're up against someone like William Goldie Galloway, who's got a lot of heart and a lot of good technique as well, it can happen.
Oh, but what a superb bout. And just when we thought that Galloway was on the way out, he comes back so strongly. Church in dominant form. Galloway would not give in. And then the finish, as I said, it wasn't so much the right hand to the head, which was beauty. The dream shot was the right to the body afterwards to make sure that Vinny's hands came down for that final shot.
You take the wind out of the sails and the head's got to fall.
And Vinny Church shaking his head. He was on a roll. He's making waves. He's making a name. He was in control, and then he wasn't. That's how this game can switch around. And that's what glory's all about. As we said, Howard, the heart, the determination not to give in, and then suddenly turn it around. What a wonderful fight while it lasted, and what a turnaround from William Galloway. Superb stuff.
Our official sponsor for this bout is Barkamal and Company, chartered accountants and wealth managers. Ladies and gentlemen, our referee called a stoppage to this bout at 2 minutes 18 seconds of the second round. To your winner by knockout, William Cody Galloway.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have your winner here, William Galloway. And talk about a man who just does not know when he's beaten. You took some incredible punishment, stayed there, and then came back. While it lasted, an incredible fight.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue how strong he was. I watched his videos and I didn't think much of him. As soon as he got in here, this is such a proper different story. And I was in trouble in the first round. I started to listen to my corner. And then it worked. I got the knockout, and I know I'm the best in the country. And Glory need to sign me because I'm too good for all these people. So.
Well, the thing was, Howard Brown and myself in the commentary position said before this fight, you were two of the youngsters that everybody was looking at. You were the two going forward. This was a match made in heaven. And as you rightly said in the first round, Vinny showed just what he was capable of. But you also showed, apart from your own technique and power, what a heart, what a chin as well, allied to your technique and ability.
Yeah, well, I felt them punches in the first round touch me, and bloody hell, I got a flash. But I thought, come on, just kept fighting through this, and then caught him with a right hand, I think it was in the second round, and that was all she wrote.
Well, actually, what we admired was, after what Vinny had done to you and you were still on your feet, and it was incredible from both of you, and you took a lot of punishment, when that right hand landed, the second right hand to the body, when you've taken that punishment, to still have the thought and the ability to land that one to the body as well, was incredible.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot more than that to stop me, you know. So Glory needs to sign me, give me a 2-fight deal, and I'll show you what I can do. Come on!
Ladies and gentlemen, our final super fight of the evening is sponsored by Illuminate, illuminateuk.com. This bout, ladies and gentlemen, is for an exclusive 2-fight contract with Glory and Glory Sports International. We are ready for 3 3-minute rounds of professional kickboxing in the welterweight division, a catchweight bout at 80 kilograms max. Introducing your first fighter, standing in the blue corner, 6 feet 4 inches tall, and weighing officially at 79.3 kilograms, with 40 wins and just 9 defeats, representing elite Southport, he is Ken Ward! And his opponent in the red corner, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighing officially at 79.4 kilograms, with an official record of 23 wins, with just 6 defeats, representing Mazak Masters, he is Jamie Bates! For the super fight, your referee in charge is John Blackledge.
So Howard, this is the super fight with a Glory 2-fight contract at stake, and it's two of our most experienced fighters in that ring. Between them, they have almost 80 contests. Kev Ward, the most experienced man here on the night, with 50. Jamie Bates knocking on 30 professional bouts.
Yeah, they've got brilliant records. Both tall lads as well. Be very interesting, this one. I know that Kev Ward, he comes from that Stockport gym, very, very well schooled, and the lads from Durham, well, enough said about the guys from Durham. They're the same. They're so experienced, and he's a lesser experienced guy with 29 fights. This is going to be a good contest.
That's right, and you feel here it's the right contest for a contract, because the two of them, they're at the top of the tree here, they're at the top of the game, and you feel without this outlet for glory, where is there for them to go? Now there is somewhere to go for either of these men.
You need the prestigious events to give them the motivation to train hard.
So Ward versus Bates at stake, a 2-fight glory contract. Possibly the biggest kickboxing stage in the world at the moment.
Still a feeling out process for both of them as expected. Nobody's found their range yet.
No, and as we said at 80k, we've got 6'3" versus 6'1". Ward obviously the taller and the slightly older of the two men. And the vastly experienced man almost landed with that left, the rangy left, looking to find that range, as you said, Howard.
Yeah. They haven't found it yet, they got entangled. It's just a mishmatch at the moment. It'll settle down in a while.
Yes, a lot at stake here for these two men, so there will be this feeling out process. They won't want to make a mistake.
It's still untidy. I don't know whether it's nerves or just a clash of styles.
Well, it can be a mixture of both. You're right, Howard. Sometimes, obviously, styles always make fights, and if it's a bad fight, the styles clash. If it's a good one, they merge beautifully. I think maybe this one just needs the time to settle down, get that out of their system, because the other thing they must think about is you can become overcautious, can't you, thinking, I don't want to make a mistake with a contract at stake.
Well, they're the opposite at the moment. They're both throwing caution to the wind. There's not much thought of defence from either one of them.
Yes, and it's got the crowd responding now as they're looking for that finish and that guarantee. If you want that contract, the best way to make sure you get it is not to let it go to the judges.
Well, absolutely. Unfortunately, they both must be thinking that. They need to settle down to start thinking about what they're doing and come up with some strategy.
Yes, a little shin kick there from Bates. Oh, and the right hand missed, and the jumping knee attempt from Ward, and Bates almost made it pay for it, but still they're just out of proper range.
Yeah, because
still, Howard.
They're not doing anything to gauge the range. They're just throwing wild shots at each other. Whether it's a jumping knee or a wild swinging right hand, it's not the way. It's only round one.
Yes, Bates looking to walk Ward down. Ward just
more like
looks for the check. You can still work hard and fast, but measured, can't you? It's not wild.
Exactly. You know, your experience, you know, you don't have to hit the guy. Just throw the techniques and slide in and gauge your distance, and then work from there.
Nice left from Bates as Ward came forward. It's got scrappy again, but that was the best left hand of this short bout so far. And at the moment, with just 18 seconds left, it's hard to put anything between them because it's hard to get anything really meaningful.
Well, it was nice to see somebody block something, and Kev Ward, that was a nice block to that swinging right hand. No counter, but at least the block was good.
So we're inside the distance here of the first round, and they've had a good look, and I hope now that the nerves have settled, the enormity of what they're going for has sunk in, they get back to business.
Well, what the biggest advantage here is that the corners are going to give them both a good talking to. Look, settle down, this is what you need to be doing. And hopefully they'll come out and do it. At the moment, it's just hit and hope, and he's not working. It's very novice and he's very untidy.
Well, you'd imagine on any other night without this pressure, you would see two totally different men.
Well, they both come from good camps with good reputations. We know that they've got the ability. There's no thought to defence at all. It's all over the place, the same as the attack. The stance is the same. It's just wild. And, you know, I couldn't split them in that round, because there's nothing to split them about.
No. And as you said, with their corners, a calming influence, get back behind technique. They're both experienced. I said 50 and 30 fights. That's a lot of bouts. That's a lot of ring time. This should be second nature, a second home to them. And all you can think is that, you know, with the MD and the head of European operations of Glory at ringside, waiting to offer you a contract, is playing on their minds.
Well, the thing is about waiting to get offered a contract is it's not just about winning. You also have to look good, because this is entertainment as well as combat. So
Yes.
for Glory to feature them, they're going to want guys that are going to draw the crowd.
Nice right hand from Bates as Kev Ward pushed forward. Jamie Bates caught him on the way in, and then a nice into the leg kick. This is better.
They're
Howard.
looking. They're settling down. They're settling down. I hope. They're still just trying to land power shots. Land some thinking shots and then get the power shots in behind them.
Jamie Bates trying to walk Kev Ward down. Nice spinning side kick to the midsection, lands it cleanly, gets Ward's attention. Just beginning to clean up the technique here in the second, as you'd expect from two seasoned veterans here. And an inside leg kick from Ward. At least the technique now is becoming crisper.
Well, they're looking like they're beginning to think about defence and what to do about what's coming their way. But how about defending and countering? They're not thinking about that.
Oh, he saw the spin this time, Ward. And you mentioned about the counter. I think did that go into the groin?
Another low blow. Accidental, but you know, it's just so wild.
Jamie Bates will be given time to recover. I mean, the one half of it, Ward saw it early, moved nicely away from trouble. It was the follow-up that obviously went to the groin. They touch gloves and go again.
But Kev Ward's so tall. He can afford to slide in behind and land shots without being hit anyway. He's got that much reach advantage. I don't know what the problem is, why he has to back off so much when he gets attacked, or when he's going in, why he has to attack with such abandon.
Well, I was just about to say when you said that when he went in last time, he went for the kick with the reverse leg. When you're that long, go with the lead leg, which he did the second time for the inside of Jamie Bates' thigh. When you're that tall and that long-limbed, your lead leg can be the introductory weapon rather than bring your body into play. And he's just started to do that now.
Well, you see, he's a couple of times he's landed that lead leg to the inside leg, but just a single technique. If you land it, then you go in with your combinations.
Especially if that lead leg just isn't fully checked and takes your opponent off balance slightly.
It's exactly, which is what he's been doing.
It has been a better round, more technique. Nice check there this time from Jamie Bates.
There's your man there, he's right there. Well, you know, just fire the shots.
Bates looked for the side kick in defence after the first kick, and the left hand over the top of Kev Ward's guard.
That's first real sensible attack we've seen.
Ward walks his man down after taking those shots. Spins again this time, but this time the reply from Ward is the hook to the body.
Yeah, he's looking to counter now. They are thinking a little bit more. That's because they're getting a bit more tired. But they need to be firing straight shots, keep the combinations going. If they land, it doesn't matter. Gets you closer and teaches you to gauge the distance.
And right at the bell again, we had the inside leg kick from Ward. He's got the natural tool there with the long limbs. He doesn't need to bring that rear leg in, but as you said, it'd be nice once the balance taken, once that chop's in, to bring the hands over the top and then maybe bring the other leg into play when it's safer.
Yeah, absolutely right. Sweet and simple. And again in that round, I mean, it was the same thing. Jamie Bates was more aggressive, and Kev Ward showed flashes of decent technique, but not a lot to separate them again. I don't know what the judges are going to go for. It
makes an intriguing third round. This is their last round. With everything that's at stake, they've got 3 more minutes, as simple as that, to get something really clean and hurtful and meaningful. And I think if one of them really gets some meaningful technique in this third, it could be all it needs.
Yeah, well, no one's been hurt yet. So if someone hurts the other one, then, you know, the fight's probably theirs. Because it gives the judges something definitive to score on.
So 3 minutes between one of these men and a glory contract. Will there be a sting in the tail of this bout?
What's a decent attack there from Kev Ward?
It's there for the taking, Howard. It's as simple as that. I think if either man really impresses in this round, this could be the deciding factor.
Absolutely right. Again, more swings.
See, and again, Kev Ward comes forward with the rear leg, which brings his own body into range of Jamie Bates' hands. And that's what's happened. He's taken that right now.
A good straight right counter. Some bravado. Let's see what he's backed up with. Nothing.
But that all started for Ward when he decided to shoot off the rear leg.
He kept it straight. Keep it simple. That wall stuff's not working. Keep it straight and simple, both of them.
Left leg, left hand combination from Jamie Bates as Kev Ward comes forward. This still on a knife edge here for both these men. And still just under 2 minutes. If someone can really make some telling contribution to this round.
When they do land single shots, which both of them do from time to time, none of them follow up on it.
Spin from Jamie Bates, just clips the midsection, then the left hand as Kev Ward looks to come back at him. I just get the feeling in this third round, just maybe a little bit more from Bates. I don't know from you, Howard.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Just
I mean, there we go
like
again.
That. Yeah.
Those little moments, something to split the difference. Kev Ward doing a lot of posturing but not firing.
Oh, and that one came through to the groin.
Another
once
low
more.
one.
It's always a danger when you're as tall as Kev is. I mean, outside of the ring, you won't meet a nicer man, so there's no malice there. It's just unfortunate that with his height and the determination and the desire to land the knee.
They're lovely, polite guys, but once they're through the ropes, that goes out the window.
That's right. And rightly so, Howard, you know. Well, still just over a minute left in this third.
See, Kev Ward, he's pressing the action, but he's just not throwing enough. And to be fair to Jamie Bates, his movement's quite good. He moves well on his feet.
And they smile at each other here as the clock goes inside the last minute now. And again, Bates spins, almost lands
Just silly.
with the side kick.
It's just odd to see someone of this experience attacking with a spinning back kick. It's a counter-attack more often than not. It's just so strange.
And the front teep, the
more
teep
like
and the
it.
left hand from Bates.
It's a good teep.
Looks to drop the axe on the taller opponent. There's a good one.
It's one of those contests, isn't it, really? We can't read it, and I'm guessing neither of them can either.
Well, this is the thing, to be fair to the two men, we've seen it many times over the years. Styles makes fights, and when your styles clash, it can be ugly, it can be frustrating,
Yes.
and it doesn't show you two your best sometimes, and it's neither man's sport. You could put them in there for 5 rounds and you won't get a change. 7 rounds, and we've seen it in kickboxing, we've seen it in professional boxing, where you just don't gel.
No.
And tonight, these two men with big reputations and big names have not gelled.
No, exactly. It's that simple.
But it makes it incredible for the judges. I would not like to be a judge on this one, Howard.
I haven't got a clue who's won that one. Not a clue. You can make a case for either of them to be the winner.
Well, it's going to be interesting when the judge's decision is in, because at the end of this, I mean, when we see here, this is what I'm talking about not gelling. Neither man really could get forward real clinching. That was probably the best shot of the night, the right hand from Jamie Bates there.
If you're going to score it on aggression, or Jamie Bates is probably the winner.
And then, obviously, I think Kev's frustrated as well, and he knows what's going on, so a bit of posturing there, a bit of showmanship.
Kev Ward was waiting for the counters all night that did not come.
And I think, to be honest, if you put either of these men in with another opponent on another night, you'd get a better fight.
They probably look great.
Yeah.
They probably look great.
But I think Buddy Johnson, our MC, has got the scorecards in, and I will be really interested to see what's happened here.
I want to see the reaction of the guy that loses.
Yes, good point, Howard. It's difficult for both men. But we have got Buddy here, and we are going to get the result, and one of these men is going to get a contract.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for both warriors this evening. Come on! Three exciting rounds in this final super fight series. And we go to our judges' scorecards. Judge 1 scores about 30-29. Judge 2, 30-28. Judge 3, 29-28. To your winner by unanimous decision, and the winner of an exclusive 2-fight contract with Glory. In the red corner, Jamie Bates.
Jamie, an incredible amount at stake tonight, as we all knew. And it was a very difficult fight for both of you. Stylistically very different. How hard was that?
Kev is obviously very experienced. He's been with everybody in the country and some of the best in the world. So he was never going to make an easy fight. And he proved just how difficult he was tonight. He made it very hard for us to get in and actually land those hands that I thought might be a bit easier before he came in. But he was elusive and he made hard work for us.
Well, having said that, it was hard work for both of you. Styles make fights, very tall. But one of the things that did catch your eye was, in terms of aggression, you did try to push the fight.
Yeah, I tried to push the fight. I mean, I've been out the way 3 years, so I was a little bit hesitant to get in, but when I could get in and land my shots, I did find which ones were working. I was a bit late, but they were there.
Did the fact that this was not just a super fight, there was a lot more at stake as well. I mean, Glory, the preeminent kickboxing organisation in the world at the moment, did that play on your mind at all?
I grew up watching K1 of old when I was a teenager, and I hoosed Seppo from everybody, and all the greats. And when I was watching when I was a kid, I was like, I'd love to be amongst the greats. So the only way you get to do that now is with Glory. So.
Well, you made it. Congratulations, Jamie, and we look forward to seeing you on Glory. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is officially sponsored by Billy-O, creating a garden lifestyle. When this main event begins, it's Shadow Jackson and sanctioned by the ISKA, International Sports Kickboxing Association. And our referee this evening, head of the ISKA officials, is John Blackledge. Presenting the prize of £2,000 money in the bank and a 2-fight exclusive contract to Glory is Glory's Managing Director and Head of Talent for Glory Sports International, Mr. Koers Hammers, and European Director of Glory, Mr. Bert van der Rijden. And our commentators this evening, Malcolm Martin and Howard Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, our finale this evening, the main event, the 8-man tournament. We are ready for 3 3-minute rounds in the professional kickboxing featherweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, our warriors are ready, our officials are ready. For the very last time this evening, make some noise if you're ready! £2,000 up for grabs, money in the bank, and an exclusive 2-fight contract in Glory. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, and weighing officially at 64.7 kilograms, with 23 wins and just 60 defeats, representing Luke Borai. He is Mo Abdulrahman. And his opponent for the title, ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighing officially at 64.6 kilograms. With 8 wins, no defeats, representing Suggy's Gym in Newark, he is Bailey Sugden! Once again, when the action begins, your referee in charge, head of ISKA officials, John Blackledge.
Howard, so much to talk about in this final. How much has Bailey Sugden recovered from an absolute war of a semi-final? And how much has Mo Abdulrahman recovered from almost being knocked out in his semi-final, even though it was only 1 round?
That's what we've been posed at the moment, and well, it's anybody's guess, isn't it? Let's see how it unfolds. They've both got the attributes to outschool the other.
Yes, Bailey Sugden has got that lateral movement, that way of working and that hand speed, whereas Mo, we've seen, is so dangerous at length with those knees. And again, you've got the other variables. One knee, Bailey's eye, they've done a great job on it, I saw there, really well worked on, but it could open up again. This is what I love about an 8-man tournament, the variables, the route to the final. What's going to happen now you're there? And you just wonder, Mo, he had the Bambi legs. He came back, he knocked his guy out. The third round against Adrian Maxim, Bailey gave absolutely everything and had his man on the back foot.
Exactly.
You just wonder what either of them has got left now. But
well, Bailey's doing what you would expect. He must have heard that Mo got hurt in the other semi-final, so he's going to test his chin.
and it's a good thing to do, because he must be thinking, well, how much has he recovered? And if he has recovered, is there maybe a slight weakness there that I can exploit anyway?
Exactly. Oh, those are big leg kicks and knees to the legs coming from Mo.
Well, this is what he's good at, Howard. He's so good at range and using those long
Oh,
limbs.
Bailey's in trouble.
Well, Bailey, he's been in absolute wars, as we said, 19 years of age, and he's caught.
He's down.
They're both caught. They're both down. They are both hurt. They're begging Bailey to get up. Both men are hurt.
Rocky 2.
This
Rocky
is like
2.
Rocky 2. This is unbelievable. Both men were stunned. Both corners are saying he was down. Bailey went down and then Mo slumped into the ropes.
But Mo didn't touch down, so Bailey rightly got the count.
If this was a movie, you said, oh no. But it's not, it's real.
Well,
What a final.
here we go.
What a tournament. And now Mo, the flying knee. Bailey coming back. Unbelievable, Howard.
They're both heartened, aren't they? Both heartened.
Incredible. Lions in there. We've got two lions in that ring. I've seen nothing like that in a long time. He's going to say
Was
that's
that a
push.
punch?
He's going to say it's a push.
It's a push. He's fine. Mo's fine. Another good
Bailey
leg kick.
drops to the floor and you think Mo's got him, and then you see Mo fall into the ropes.
Good right hand.
Unbelievable stuff. The clubbing left hand from Sugden, then the right. Mo walking forward, duck.
It's
but
a
he takes
shootout.
another.
It's
Here
a
they
shootout,
go
Malcolm.
again.
There we go.
You know, when you look at the ages of these two men, Bailey Sugden in particular,
19 and 21.
you know, heart of a... And look at this. And Mo's caught again. Mo is caught again as Sugden comes. Now he fights.
Hey.
Look at this. This really is Rocky. A snapping right hand from Bailey Sugden.
Bailey's going for it. It's what his father's told him to do. They're testing each other out.
Oh, a final worthy of the name. And these two young men. And now Sugden
Mo's hurt.
relentless. And
Mo's
Mo's hurt once again. Backing him up, as you said, Howard. And he gets hit again. And he's going to get the count this time. They've had a count each. And this is round one. This is round one.
Well, Mo Abdurrahman is a tough guy. He's trying to out-technique Bailey, trying to outwork him, but Bailey's just testing his chin.
What an opening round, Howard.
Well, it's anybody's guess what's going to happen in this round, because they both need this minute to recover.
Oh, when Bailey went down to one knee, I thought it was the relentless pressure of Mo. He spins, he falls against the ropes, and you think Bailey's caught him at exactly the same time. As you said, Rocky 2, that was movie, that was make-believe. You've seen nothing like this final in a long time, although that's not it.
No, that's a replay of the previous fight. Here we go. He's still looking to land those very hard knees, Mo. And what a lovely right hand.
And then Mo goes down as well. Incredible from that previous shot. Then look at Bailey coming back, firing away. Mo chopping low kick. This is an absolute war, Howard.
Absolute war. Absolute war.
Now, what I also said in that semi-final where Bailey was under the cosh in the third round, Maxim really underestimated him and he came firing back. And he's doing exactly the same here. At just 19 years of age, you can't give heart to someone. They've either got it or they haven't. You can teach everything else.
Well, Mo Abdurrahman, he seems to have recovered. He's on fire. He's on fire. Oh, big right hand.
And now he catches Bailey again.
Bailey took it well.
Unbelievable stuff from these two young men.
Bailey Sugden keeping his guard up, but is it going to be oh! That was an attempted head kick there, just a loss of balance.
Unbelievable here. And again, Mo starting to duck and dive now before he throws his shots. Chopping low, leg kick to the thigh of Bailey. And Bailey is just beginning to limp slightly now.
Because Mo's still
from
thinking.
Mo. Oh, and a body shot. And Mo stalking him once more and starting to work those legs and use that height advantage finally.
Yeah,
But as we saw with Maxim, Sugden will stick there, stay there, and keep firing away.
Yes. But the greater variety of technique is coming from Mo Abdurrahman. He's firing a lot more different type of shots and making it harder for Bailey to defend.
And you wonder, don't forget, Bailey has had that absolute 3-round war with Maxim. Took such heavy shots, and now the knees have hurt Bailey as well. Now those knees to the thighs of Bailey Sugden.
Well, they're both being tested. Bailey's coming back again with punches, but that's all he's relying on really. Throwing the odd leg kick.
And do you know what? The chopping kicks of Mo Abdurrahman are beginning to take their toll on an incredible young warrior. And do you know what, Howard? It doesn't matter if he wins or comes runner-up, Bailey Sugden. At 19, he's made his mark. He's set his stall. And Court and Burt have got to be there going, wow, this kid is 19.
Yeah, exactly. What a future. But Bailey Sugden's under pressure now. Constant pressure this round.
Well, this is what Mo does. This is the only way Mo knows to fight. And as you've picked up, you've highlighted that Mo can be caught. He always takes that risk. That's why he's exciting. 21, why people pay to see him. He will always take that risk.
It's exactly that. Knockout or be knocked out.
And Bailey is still there, and Bailey landed, but now a 3 combination coming back from Mo. This is a war of attrition. And look at Bailey, he's now just looking to tee up that left hand and knock his man out.
That's all
Sheer
Bailey's
grit
been
and
thinking about now
determination.
for 3 minutes. I'm just going to knock you out.
Oh, and the right hand from Mo.
I think Bailey's injured, his left arm.
And Mo relentless as he pushes forward. And here comes Bailey again. He's looking like Rocky Marciano now.
Oh, Mo's still strong. That's just fatigue. Bailey's gone down.
What a second round. And Bailey Sugden and Mo Abdurrahman are giving us unbelievable levels of entertainment here.
Big round for Abdurrahman there, big round. And that swung things heavily in his favour. The first round we can assume was a draw, a knockdown a piece, or at least a counter piece. And now this third round here, Bailey Sugden needs to pull the fat out of the fire, but has he got it left in him?
As I said before, Howard, whether he has, whether he hasn't, 19 years of age, an absolute war with Aidan Maxim, and the punishment he took to come back in that third against Maxim, who was then posturing and thinking, I've got this in the bag. And the way Bailey came back at him, a mature 26-year-old man, heavily muscled. And now, with Mo, we've seen the variety Mo works. We've seen the way he hits your legs, the way he attacks your legs, and he's still there. For me, neither of these men can lose now.
No, I mean, in terms of profile...
They might do physically, but in profile, exactly.
Yeah.
In terms of profile, how can either of these men lose?
No, they can't. They can't. It's a great contest. They've acquitted themselves well, but Mo, he's thinking, he's showing a variety of shots. He's much more composed.
Well, what he's realised is just how mobile Bailey Sugden is. So he's chopped and chopped away at his legs over these first
and
two
it's
rounds.
worked. Because now Bailey's practically at a standstill. All he's doing is moving away.
And he's chopping those legs again.
Yeah, he's finishing him now.
And half of Bailey's skill and technique is that wonderful movement. And Mo's taken that movement away from him. Oh! And he's going to get a count.
Yeah.
And Bailey didn't want it. There's the heart of the man. He's looking as if to say, not a count.
Yeah, well, it's a respite, really. Because if John Blackledge didn't step in there, I think he would have got stopped.
And it's the way Mo has worked at Bailey's, one of his biggest strengths, his mobility. Mo has worked at that and worked at it.
He's doing what a tall man should do. He's keeping it at range, landing without taking anything reply.
He can't get his balance now.
No.
He can't plant himself properly anymore because of what Mo targets again.
He's working both legs, going for the head. He's thinking well. It's very good from Mo. Very, very good.
Oh! And Bailey Sugden is still just stood there in front of him. He took a full-on back fist and then just fired back. That landed sweetly, Howard.
Yes, it did. Oh, big left hand. But no effect. Mo's too strong. And he's still coming forward and he's thinking about his work.
Oh, and he chops at the leg again. It's been a good tactic.
Bailey's gone southpaw. Now the right leg's taking the pressure.
But he's looking still for the big shots. He's still there.
He's got no choice. It's either that or give up.
There's going to be a physical loser here tonight. But as you said, in terms of profile and courage, and there's no loser here tonight. These two young men have done us proud.
They have. But Mo is now too good for him. At this point, too good for him. It'd be nice to see them have the contest when they're both fresh. That would be nice to see.
Oh, the jumping knee as well from Mo.
That's a hit and hope move. It missed completely because Mo is thinking about his work, thinking about defense as well as attack.
And as I said, the best thing he has done across these 3 rounds is recognise the skills of his opponent, Bailey's movement and speed, so he's taken that away from him over the 3 rounds.
That's right. Intelligent fighting. And there we go now, just keep it safe. Yeah. Variety of technique. Wait for the man to attack and think about the counter.
Howard, this has left me breathless, and the respect I have for these two young men in the ring is absolutely immense.
Well, look at this from Bailey Sugden now.
I know, this is what I'm saying. Look at him. What a lad. I mean, hats off to him. Suddenly he's found an ability to walk again when his legs have been pummeled. What a bout. What a bout.
Cracking contest.
And look at it, he's still got enough there to go up. You know.
I'm afraid there's only one winner there, Malcolm. And Mo Abdurrahman, he's won himself a contract in my eyes. See what the judges say. Be hard for them to disagree with us on this one.
I mean, I've been Dean saying something about not being able to. I think there might be something about the way the both men go down, or what counts are in the bout at all. I'm not sure what's going on here, but it'd be interesting to see.
Well, there's something being said. There is an argument, and Dean Sugden is not happy.
Yes, Dino.
They both took a count in the first round. That's guaranteed, isn't it?
Yes. So you'd have to theoretically score that round even, and then the next 2 rounds will belong to Mo.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see, and I hope this doesn't sour what has been an absolutely incredible bout. Absolutely incredible from both young men. But I'm going to go in there and find out, Howard, but this will be very interesting to see, because that was an incredible final, and I don't want anything to sour this incredible bout.
No, absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for our finalists this evening. Come on! Presenting the prize money of £2,000 and a 2-fight contract with Glory is the head of talent and managing director of Glory Sports International, Mr. Boris Hammers, and European director of Glory, Mr. Bert van der Rijden. And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 exciting rounds, we go to our judges' scorecards, and they are unanimous in their decision. Your winner, in the blue corner, Mo Abdurrahman.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I interview both young men in the ring, on the commentary we say that whichever of these young men wasn't going to win, in terms of their profile, there was no losers, because you will not see a fight like that anywhere else in the country this year. You have got 2 winners stood in this ring, and if ever 2 young men deserved a Glory contract and showed what it meant to have a Glory contract, it was Mo and Bailey. One of the best fights I have seen in my career. So, I will go to our runner-up first. Bailey, an incredible night's action for you, an unbelievably hard semi-final, and then you come back and your will just not give in an even harder final. Ladies and gentlemen, at just 19 years of age, this man has got the heart of a lion. I know it must be emotional, Bailey, but it was an incredible night. You did everyone proud and an incredible performance.
I just want to say thank you for everyone to come in. It means the world to me. Sorry for not getting the decision, but Mo's a great fighter and I had a great fight, so thanks very much for coming, everyone.
Thank you, Bailey. Mo, if ever anyone had to earn the win, you had to tonight against this young man.
Yeah, no, he's solid. Hit him with some big shots and he took it, didn't even faze him, so yeah, can't say much, he's got a great chin. I just want to say thanks to Dean for putting on such a great show, giving us the opportunity to fight for the Glory contract. There's no other shows out here that are doing that, so thanks Dean. I just want to say hopefully the Dutch are looking and I'll go over to Glory and go on there and do the same thing over there, smash it hopefully.
And at the end of the day, both of you had to dig so deep. There were moments of high tension for both. And then right at the end there, you seemed to get your second wind and it was just that difference. But you were both tested to the limit. And as a result, you have got that Glory contract.
Yeah, no, I think we both had to dig deep there. I think we both wanted it and we both showed that. So hope the fans enjoyed it. We both entertainers, didn't we? So hope the fans enjoyed it and I can't really say much else.
So I'm going to ask you both in turn, if I can have you back, Bailey. Once you've got over the defeat, which is hard because it was such an incredible bout, the upside is you do have that contract as well. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. I'm 19 years of age, I've got a Glory contract, and I'm coming for everyone in Glory. I'm just going to come back better and bigger and stronger next time.
Yes, you will. And Mo, the same question. After all that hard work, it was an incredible fight, and it's nice to get the win, but the icing on the cake is a Glory contract. How do you feel now?
Yeah, I feel great. I wasn't thinking about the Glory contract before the final. I just wanted to put on a good performance against Bailey. But yeah, the Glory contract's icing on the cake. That's what we wanted.
Now, thank you both one last time for our two incredible warriors. And while we've got him in the ring, if I can take the opportunity to bring Cor over. Cor, if ever, and Bert, if you'd like to come this side for me as well, sir. If ever two young men showed the importance of a Glory contract to them, what it meant, surely that final said it all.
Well, they showed exactly what you say. They showed they are worth a Glory contract, both of them, you know. We have a winner. I think Bailey did a very tough tournament, you know. He had some very tough fight, and that's all about a tournament, what it is. Sometimes you have some tough fights in the semi or in the quarterfinals. And I think he showed his lion heart. He showed his skills, he showed his potential talent, as well as Mo. So I think we scouted two great talents for the future, and they will perform well, I think, in Glory. They are worth it, so I'm happy to invite them to fight in Glory very soon.
Thank you, Cor. And Bert, as Cor said, you must be so happy that obviously you've come here, you've graced us with your presence and offered them a contract, two contracts there. You must be so, in a way, relieved that two such young men put on that performance.
Yes, for sure. You know, they did a great performance. I saw a great event tonight. And I want to thank also Dean, you know, for his great job that he did with the Road to Glory. Give him a warm applause for that, yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, can I just say it's so exciting for us to have Cor and Bert here. Glory is the preeminent kickboxing association in the world, and thanks to these men, I cannot wait to see Bailey and Mo grace the Glory stage. Thank you, Cor, thank you, Bert, and one last time, thank you, Bailey, and you, Mo, for ending the evening so spectacularly for us. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for such wonderful support, and hopefully we will see you at the next Road to Glory.